Starting now. We're good.
Cool. Welcome back, everyone, to D&D, where it may not be Charles's last session. We will find out later this week.
Yeah.
But who wants to recap what happened last time?
Okay, so we got inside a big frog god. We killed a lot of slimes. Oozes. The oozes are very annoying to fight. They have kind of killer weapons. We found a skeleton. There was a magic sword that was just a +1 magical short sword, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yeah. So we got out. We had dinner with the bullywugs. Found out that wild magic was happening. Some of it happened there. We didn't realize at the time. Got back on the road. Met some people. Accidentally told them a rift might be opening. So it was probably panic on Lunaris. Fuck. Every time I forget that Japan's name.
Lunaria.
Nah, they were in denial. They ain't spreading that shit.
Yeah, they were in denial, but they might panic. And then we got back, decided to... We originally said, hey, we're going to take things of our rank. Then we realized, oh yeah, this is probably our fault, of Dwarf and Dargfor. So we went back to Dargfor, and now we're hunting for the dwarf whose brother we've probably killed. Also, he may or may not still think we're cannibals.
Pretty sure only his brother heard that shit.
Yeah.
Cool. Who remembers what happened at the end of the session? Who were you talking to? Where you're going? All that fun stuff.
We spoke to the coachman or something of the thing that got attacked, the party that got attacked. And he was getting glares from everyone, like he just caused them all to have an indoor recess because he disobeyed. And so I remember he gave us like a general location of where he was and said that the guy like basically like bathed in their blood and laughed about it.
And what was stolen from him was something dug up at an archaeological find of some sort, a potentially dangerous artifact. So maybe that was why he was getting glares.
Fun. Cool. Map time. Oh, we're already here on Dargfor. Oh, look at me being smart. All right. So if you remember correctly, the red circle is where the coachman said about in that area he was attacked. What are you guys going to do? You guys going to start heading there? Any last minute shopping? What's the plan?
I don't have money ever at any point in time, so...
I bought a bomb last time, so that's what I got.
That blacksmith shop, that's in the Miner's Dream City, right?
It is no. It was which one?
The one with the dwarves that we got the materials from.
Miner's Dream City. Yep.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right. Just double checking.
Before we go, Phoenix will turn to the group and say, you know, we really should have a serious discussion about what we're going to do when we find this dwarf.
Usual procedure?
I mean, more like, this is not some creature we're fighting, this is a person. Not that I don't think creatures are people in general, but you understand the gist of what I'm saying.
I do have a number of manacles if we decide we want to subdue him and bring him back alive.
I'd be in favor of this route because, to me, killing is what got us into this circumstance.
And it might put the spirits of those he's killed at better ease if he's brought to justice rather than simply killed.
I agree.
So we must remember that he's also gone mad. It is possible he does not let us even attempt to reason with him.
Oh, who's anything about reasoning?
Yes,
It's
and
about not going for the kill when we hit him.
he will also not be alone, so should we capture his men too, or just him?
That's where it gets trickier, yes.
Try to capture, not kill.
All of them? I don't have that many manacles.
We can use rope.
Yes. But I think for the lower ranks, it can be like the corpse snatchers we fought a while ago, and we can only bring these dwarves to justice.
These are still people, whether or not they're his underlings or not.
Yes, but I think it may be difficult to capture everyone.
And keep an eye on them. Bear in mind,
Yes, most important.
it's not going to be a short jaunt back to Dargfor City. I understand what you're saying, Phoenix, and to an extent I agree. I'm just saying it might not be pragmatic.
Very well. I will not be going for the kill if I can avoid it.
Fair enough. We'll see what we can do in the moment. But there's a fair chance that we're going to come out of this with, while successful, none of us will be fully satisfied with the outcome.
Understood. So just like every other job.
More or less.
Here we go. Cool. Are you guys heading off now?
I guess we should. Gotta investigate the place.
Sounds like a plan.
Before we go, though, I do want to quickly buy a healing potion.
Go for it. Those are easy.
How much do they?
They're 50 gold
cost
pieces.
Again? 50? Okay, good.
I have 2. Should I buy another one or not?
I have 2 as well.
I figure I should keep 3 on me at all times, considering I've got the bandolier.
Yes.
Neat. All right, potions bought, supplies gathered. You guys head off.
I will also say, though, that I haven't gotten a huge amount of use out of that bandolier, so if somebody else thinks they could get better use out of it, let me know. You know, if they want to have it instead of me. We'll talk about handing it over to you if you're interested.
Cool. The travel there is pretty mild. Someone roll me 2 D100s, please.
I'll do it. I like rolling dice.
Math rocks go clicky clack.
Math rocks go clickety crack.
Alrighty. So, on your way there, a mild sandstorm pops up. It's more annoying than anything else. Does it slow you guys down? It just makes it hard to see if anything's like gonna come up and attack you guys. But nothing does.
Probably makes us harder to detect, too.
Yes, you are absolutely correct with that thought process. The road to follow is pretty easy to do. It's, where there's sand isn't, or where a lot of sand isn't, you're on the road. Other than that, the foot traffic along the road seems normal until you guys get past the fork. And then at this point, till you guys get the wreck, you encounter no one at all. Going or coming in that direction. And just when you think you guys should have reached the debris, but you guys keep going and looking for it, I need everyone to give me perception checks.
Can do once my character sheet reopens because Roll20 glitched out, so I had to refresh.
Is this a check I can make with smell?
No, it's not sight-based.
Okay.
And if you want to use guidance, you can.
Yeah, I'd like to guidance. I'd like to guidance myself. Once my character sheet opens again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, roll 20, you're so annoying sometimes.
I use Firefox for my Roll20 because Chrome eats my RAM up for Roll20. I use Chrome for everything else, but when it comes to Roll20, I use Chrome.
I don't have Firefox installed on my computer.
Oh, well, there you go.
We could use Microsoft Edge.
Probably better than Chrome. I'm gonna be. Hey, listen, you can laugh at Edge, all right? I use Edge occasionally as well because it's.
Oh yeah, I
simple.
use it occasionally too. I use it to download Firefox.
I need to look into Opera GX. People keep recommending it to me.
Did I get to pay for that one?
No, it's free.
Okay.
I think they have like purchases within it, probably like every other web browser does.
All right, let's try you. Try opening this up on Edge because it's completely glitched out on.
Gotta love it.
Yep. No, just loaded on Chrome. Guidance. Perception. I did the roll.
Yes. Dusty, did you want to add guidance to yourself for your 17?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so I got a
Select.
21.
Mm-hmm. So, you all search this area, and everyone except for Charles sees bits and pieces of wood sticking out of sand. What do you guys do?
Can I check for tracks?
Give me a survival check.
Can I guide myself again?
Sure. You would sadly be aware that the sand has long been moved and no signs of tracks exist.
You said it was just wood?
You see bits of wood sticking out of sand. You guys aren't physically there yet. It's probably, it's like a couple hundred feet away off the road.
Is it? What time of day is it?
It is late in the evening, sunset.
Okay.
It might be dangerous resting here, but it also might attract our enemies.
It's likely it's maybe like frequented road.
If I were to set up an ambush, this is likely how I would set it up. So let's keep an eye out.
As you guys look around, the mild sandstorm is still happening. It's more annoying than it is like hampering you all. But as far as you guys can tell, there's nothing in the area. It's pretty open desert.
This sandstorm could be to our advantage in terms of setting up camp, although we'd have to go without a fire. That'd probably be the better choice anyway.
Could we theoretically have a fire still with the sandstorm? It's just annoying, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I think we can protect it, put things around or above.
It'd be better if we didn't, though, because that could be spotted.
Can we get? Like the wood's in the distance, right?
Yeah, you're about 100 feet away from the wood sticking out of the sand.
Should we maybe look at the wood first?
It's getting dark.
I'd rather do that when we've got daylight on our side.
Let's
Especially
rest.
because there might be an ambush watching that.
Like how late in the evening is it?
It is like sunset.
We can at least, if we set up camp, we can do so in a way that takes advantage of the sandstorm and the placement of sand itself. We should be able to obscure ourselves among the environment a bit so we can at least get a decent night's rest. And hell, we could get an early start and perhaps get the drop on our quarry.
I wouldn't be that optimistic, but
I'm just pointing out possibilities.
I don't know. I don't feel comfortable sleeping next to that wreckage. I feel like we should at least make sure it's safe first.
Well, we're not next to it. It's still a good ways out.
100 feet's pretty close, isn't it? It's like, what, 3 dashes?
no.
If that, it's not far at all. Well, you guys can get there, yeah.
Like, that's, what, a city block?
If that, yeah.
That's, all things considered, that's not exactly, close either.
It's close enough to get shot from.
Yeah, but far enough to reduce your chances of being seen.
Alright.
So arguing is getting us nowhere.
Alright, if we'll sleep, we sleep. If we get shot in the middle of the night, it's on you.
I mean that's why we have watches set up.
Yep.
Yeah, in a sandstorm, I don't think we will see a lot.
And
Okay.
again, the sandstorm should hide us, at least for a bit.
Mhm.
If it can hide us, it also hides assailants.
Yes,
Yes.
but we assume the assailants are there. They don't necessarily know we're here yet.
Well, let's set up camp and see what happens.
We have no other choice, really, so let's go. Let's get some rest.
Indeed.
Alright, you guys set up camp.
Plenty of choices, but okay.
I need whoever's taking first watch to roll me a D100, please.
Goes Gwilric, then Phoenix, then Dusty, then...
Yep. So Gwilliard, give me a D100, please.
Okie dokie.
A 13.
That's either really good or really bad.
What is your wisdom?
My wisdom itself is 14.
Okay, can you give me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Okie dokie. Ugh.
Cool. So as you are setting up watch, do you guys make campfire or no?
I believe we didn't decide not to.
Cool. No campfire. So work. It's very dark. The sun is setting. Sand is blaring around. So it's a bit annoying. But with like camps and with the tent setup and everything, they kind of do a slight buffer for you, so it's like it's less annoying. Just however your character would feel being pelted by sand occasionally. And as you are, go ahead.
I was just saying that with his thick hide, it wouldn't bug him on the skin, but in terms of his eyes and nostrils, it could be aggravating.
I was thinking like the ears, honestly.
Oh yeah, that too, definitely.
You are holding watch, and the sun is setting, and when the last bits of the sunlight are still out, and it's about to become too dark for you to see further than what little the night sky provides. In the distance to the northwest, there's a shimmer in the air, and you see something moving along the sand.
Has everybody else gone to sleep yet?
They're like in the process of falling asleep.
I will shift, lean it back, and try to say loud enough to whoever's closest to me. Looks like something's coming towards us.
Not again.
coming from the northwest.
Great.
I'll tell Charles beside me.
Alright.
Glorick sees something.
Again. Friend or foe?
Knowing our luck, Dusty and Caius, be on alert. Glorick thinks he sees something.
Yeah, Gorik, it's like one large thing that seems to be moving along the sand. Doesn't seem to be moving towards you, but neither away from you. Yeah.
Looks like
Noticing everybody's like kind of stirring. I think I'm gonna echo Bellicus. Yeah.
Can I try to see what this thing is?
Take out my crossbow and get
Give me
ready
a
in case something comes.
please.
A wisdom saving throw?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I... You can't guidance saving throw.
No.
Hey.
Phoenix, you look in that direction and you don't see anything at all.
Wait, Glorick, where did you say it was?
to the northwest. There's something rather large moving. Doesn't look like it's moving quite towards us, but not sure what it is yet.
I don't see anything, Glorick. I can see the area you're talking about.
And you can't see it?
No.
What's going on?
Can I look around if there's like
I
anyone
can't see it, but it's
around?
because it's night.
It's like the end of a sunset. It's like purple hues. The lights
so-
more. Yeah, it's the end.
Will Charles be able to see if there is something or not at all?
Well, give me a wisdom saving throw if you look in that direction.
Okay.
Charles, you see something very large as well moving across the sand.
No, I think there is something. Look, around here, it's rather big.
I don't see it.
I'm gonna fix my lantern, my hooded lantern, onto my hip.
Oh, let me give you light then. Yeah. Did you just buy a normal lantern, right?
The hooded one.
Hooded
Lantern.
lantern. Hooded lantern. Get those stats up.
Like, what does this thing looks like?
It's hard to tell. It's something very large and it's moving along the sand. It's just dark enough you can't really see color, but you can see something moving along the sand.
Is it a
Is it
mirage?
purple and look like a worm?
Is it a mirage, perhaps?
I don't know.
What now?
It's like when you see fake things in the desert.
That's something that happens?
Yes, because of the heat.
I hope it's not. Otherwise, I'd feel right silly.
Well, where'd you say you saw it?
Around
Northwest.
here.
I take a shot to the northwest.
Give me an attack roll.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dusty.
Yeah.
And
13.
also give me a wisdom saving throw, please, Dusty.
Okay. Wisdom saved. Second. Damn it, wrong. 14.
Dusty, you don't see anything in the direction that you shot in toward. Your arrow just sails through the air and into the sand. It's kind of hard to see. It's too far away for like the lights and everything that you guys have, the lanterns and stuff, to really see. But yeah.
I'm going to approach and see if I can see it. Just slightly.
It's far away. It's not close. It's like probably a couple 100 feet away.
Oh.
Oh, where they're pointing toward. Charles and Gwilrick, you guys see the arrow like hit the general area of the thing, but whatever's moving doesn't seem to either care or notice that an arrow landed near it.
Well, what if we keep an eye on it and still try to get some rest? Or do you think we should move camp?
It doesn't seem to be. It doesn't seem to care or notice us. So
Do
why
you
don't
think it
you
could be an illusion?
I'll keep watch, and if it seems like it's coming directly towards us, I'll wake you all up. But I'll keep
Can I
my
do
eye on
a medicine check to determine, like, if I take a look at Glorick and Charles, if they look overheated and might be seeing a mirage?
Yeah, give me a medicine check.
I think maybe you could also, like you and Dusty could look. Maybe this thing is an illusion.
Can I give myself guidance on this medicine check?
Yes.
Hey!
Perfect.
You're like looking and you're trying to figure things out, and you're like absolutely sure they're seeing a mirage.
Absolutely sure?
Yeah, you're like absolutely sure.
Alright. Guys, you're overheated. Look at you. You're flushed. You're just seeing a mirage. Drink some water. Hydrate. You can keep an eye on it if it makes you feel better, but I'm certain it's just a mirage.
I am a bit parched, so all right.
Okay.
Certainly couldn't hurt to have some water.
Alright, let's get some rest.
After I've hydrated, do I still see it?
Cool. Well, after hydrating in some moments' time, as the sun keeps going down, the mirage goes away.
Well, I feel right, silly.
Mm-hmm.
It happens to the best of us.
But your long watch begins, and your camp setting, or your camping, continues on through the night. You each rotate through your shifts, and for the most part, nothing happens. The desert storm, after like the who's on the third shift after Phoenix? Is it Dusty?
Dusty.
Yep.
Yeah, Dusty, during your shift, the desert storm kind of just peters off. And it's just a nice, tranquil, quiet night with stars in the sky. And Dusty, you can feel your two passengers also admiring the night sky through your eyes.
Yeah, we're just stargazing. Me and ghosts.
Yep.
Yeah.
2.5 spirits.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
I just do I need to roll anything for my watch or not?
Nope, no one needs to roll anything. Like I said, it's a pretty tranquil and nice night minus mirageness. And then morning comes.
Alright, let's check out the wreckage now.
Indeed.
Alrighty. You guys mosey on over to the wreckage. You can see it looks a little bit more buried under the sand.
Not too
You can still
surprising.
see like a few bits of wood poking out, but it does look a little bit more buried. So,
Absolutely no way I can find any tracks off of this.
No, but we might be able to
Takes
find
out
something
a
from the
shovel.
wreckage. I take out my shovel and say, I can dig at this. If others are willing to keep an eye out for potential ambush,
What will digging it up give us?
I can at least try to get a
Perhaps
sniff. I could
Maybe
get a
find
sniff of the wood
something.
to see if there's anything there.
We can find something that was left. That can be salvaged. We can find hints about what these people uses.
Can I find any
If we see magical hints of magical destructions, we may take it into consideration. You know.
Glork is digging. Does anyone helping Glork dig?
No. Where's that beeping
I-
coming from?
I'll help Gulrick.
Just keep an eye around, patrol, and look if there is anyone coming.
Alrighty. Dusty, what are you doing?
I want to investigate if there's any like torn clothing, like abandoned daggers or like things that might have gotten like chipped off or lost in a raid that look unique compared to the rest of the caravan.
Okay. And then Phoenix.
Do the dwarf have anything identifiable on him?
Okay, and you're going to give me a history check. So 2 athletics, a history, a perception, and an investigation. It's pretty obvious who has what.
Trying to give myself guidance?
Yes. Investigation from you, Dusty, please.
Okay. Guiding myself. Based on my good rolls early.
Exactly. We'll start with the 2 swole boys digging into the sand. Actually, we'll do you guys last, actually. Charles, we'll go with you first with your 12 perception. You look around at the desert. You see the mountains to your south, the mountains to your northwest, northeast, and then the very tall mountain to your north. If you recall, these aren't like mountains exactly where they come up to a point. These are very square mesa-looking cliffs that they're just sheer straight up into the sky. Some of them have a slight incline to them at certain points, but these aren't like normal mountains. These are like just as if God reached his hand down and pulled the ground straight up into the air. So just to keep that in mind for the visuals. But you see nothing for miles around you other than cacti and tumbleweeds and sand and rocks.
So wait, just for visual, do they look like the bigger version of the Giant's Causeway?
The what?
The Giant's Causeway?
I forget what's that. What is that?
In Ireland, just type it in, because it's the one place where all the patterns are super geometric for some reason, but it's a natural information.
What's it called again?
The Giant's Causeway.
Giant's Causeway. Oh, yeah, it popped up.
I'm imagining
Kinda, it's more like Australia.
Oh, like Ayers Rock?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's more like hold on. Copy image.
Yeah.
General. More like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Like that.
So it's
yeah,
plateau.
that's the second picture does it better justice.
So they're plateaus.
Yeah, plateaus. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And, so that's you. Phoenix, with your history check of a 20, the Dwarven Bandits didn't really seem to have any insignias or anything like that. If anything, they seemed to lack any uniformity amongst them. They were all different shades of colored of leather, different, looks about them. They didn't really seem to have anything, but it's been a while. And with your bounty hunting experience, it's safe to assume they might have one by now, especially if they're organized enough to take down a guarded caravan versus a few adventurers sleeping at night.
Did they have anything I could potentially cast locate object on is what I'm wondering.
There was nothing unique enough, no.
Damn.
No. So we got that. We'll go to the Diggy Boys and their sand. You guys spend about an hour digging up the wreckage of this wagon, and it was a fairly large one with 3 axles on it, actually. You can see the remnants of what would have 4 to 6 horses or mules or some type of animal to the front. A lot of it is heavily damaged. Who do I want to do this? I guess, yeah. Both Gurwick and Caius, give me investigation checks, real quick.
Okie dokie.
As you guys look at the wreckage. Caius. So, Gluck, for you, it just seems like a lot of wreckage. It's really hard to really tell what did this. But Caius, as you're looking at the wood, certain chunks of it have holes in the side of it that seem a little damp around the edges of the hole. Even after all this time, it seems a little damp. Very lightly damp, but it is damp. And you would know it hasn't rained here in the Mesa for a hot while. It shouldn't be wet. For the rest of the wreckage that you're looking through, you don't find any remains of supplies, but you do find some remains of people. So you would find, and it's like missing body parts. It's obvious some wild animals got to them at some point. So you see like half an arm, maybe a half-eaten torso that's been slightly decomposed. Because it's only been less than a week since the caravan was attacked.
Can I see evidence of like some kind of frost attack on these bodies?
Give me a medicine check with advantage. As well, take as an inspiration point for that too. 15. As you look at the body parts and your time in the military, frostbite and frost burns are common enough to where, yeah, you could definitely see there was some ice attacks happening amongst these people.
There's been some magic. Perhaps this is the cause of the artifact that they were trying to take. But if you see these bodies here, they have evidence of frost attacks as well as the wagon. And I'd point it out to everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got some magic on their side.
They said nothing about the artifact being used to... It just has that soul in it. So I doubt it was the artifact. If you remember, the artifact is a box containing the soul of a long-dead tyrant, basically. But they have a mage on their side that complicates things.
I would like to... if there was frost going on here, the wood that was most affected by the frost would have a different smell than the wood that was least affected.
From the mold, you mean? Or the mildew, I guess? Yeah.
Mildew, all that. I would like to take a sniff at the wood, as a secondary thing, to see if I generally pick up any distinct scents, but mainly to assess which direction the frost came from. Was it an external attack towards the wagon, or did it come from within?
Are you going to determine direction by smell?
Yeah, you're not going to be able to detect detection by smell because the wood itself will create the scent based off the water. It wouldn't. The magical ice does not have a scent itself.
I know, but
Are you trying to see if it came from within the wagon or outside the wagon?
Yes, from within the wagon.
It wouldn't be a smell check. It would be an investigation check.
Okay.
If you want to do that.
Trying to milk that scent advantage, I understand, but...
He doesn't need it. He's got 21. You could tell based off the damage, it was an external attack. It was something attacking the wagon from the outside.
Okay, so they do have magic on their side.
Dusty, with your earlier 25 investigation check, digging through the sand for loose items, sifting through the sand. You would find 2 items.
Okay.
The first one would be a boot. Leathery. There's no foot in it. It's just randomly found. And then the second item you find is an actual body. A dwarf body, to be specific. Completely whole.
Wait, is this the dwarf we killed?
No. No. That was way too long ago. That one would not be here. This body looks like it has notes. You can see, first off, with your background, you would know this body was buried here, not left behind. It was a little deeper in the sand than everything else. Secondly, you can see it has like 6 crossbow bolt wounds or arrow wounds across its torso area. So it's pretty obvious how it died. And lastly, looking at its uniform or what it's, because he was buried with his clothes on. Give me a quick history check.
Do I get advantage because I found the body?
No. It's not related to that. It's not an archaeological thing.
Oh.
You guys are wasting all your good rolls. I'm so worried about this combat.
Yeah.
Guys don't have memory spans.
So
Bingo card for every time.
remembering what the coachman was wearing, this dwarf is not wearing anything similar to what you would think a guard for archaeological digs or someone from the Pentecostal museum system would hire. This seems more like an adventurer's gear, maybe something more along the lines of a bandit's would wear. Definitely not part of the guard force. So this is probably one of the attackers.
Okay, but why was he buried so much earlier is my question.
He was buried earlier. He was probably just, he's actually properly buried versus this sand.
Oh, okay, that's what you meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was buried and then more sand built around them, so he was deeper technically. So, yeah. But he doesn't have any weapons on him though. Like it seems anything outside of his armor and clothes was left or already taken.
Okay.
Did you find Rusty?
I found one of the attacker's bodies.
Does he have any symbols on him?
That's what I'm looking for.
You would find a symbol on his body. On his person. You would look over his body and flip it over. Excuse me. And you can see braided into his hair is a set of beads. And of these beads, they seem to have colors that go from an orangey red to a black color. And the middle bead has a small engraving on it of a burning sword.
Burning sword symbol on braided hair.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no! You guys remember what Phoenix used to kill his brother?
Yep.
Well, you're an inspiration, Phoenix.
Still,
You feel good?
I feel like I'm going to throw up. He just vomits.
That's still a leap. I would like to do a religion check to see if that kind of symbology and or braiding is associated with any religious practices.
Go for it.
Phoenix just having a little moment in the sand.
Ulrich, you have spent some time studying and learning the religion and practice of other people, but you have yet to question how people cope with the death of others and creating bandit groups based off that.
Oh.
Can I make some kind of check to decipher what if this? I guess my religion modifier isn't worth shit, but.
Do you want to do more of a history one with your banditry background? Or your
Yeah,
bounty hunting?
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, can I give myself guidance?
I'll allow it.
Wow. I can't keep my nat 20 from before, or my 20 from my previous history.
No, sorry.
Roll back on the guidance.
They are reversed, so you know.
Unfortunately, Phoenix, you don't really recall much about this. General information is bandit groups. You would know bandit groups have, a million reasons for why they pick their symbols and such. So yeah.
Charles, please tell me this is a symbol you've seen before, please. Fennec says as he pulls himself and kind of kicks some sand over where
Let
he
me look.
did.
Let me look.
Can you give me a history check, please, Charles?
Can I give Charles guidance?
No, you've already given yourself guidance. Sorry.
Okay.
Charles, unfortunately, this symbol doesn't look familiar to you at all.
No.
Should I try
First time I
too,
see
or are we just gonna?
None of us have advantage due to our backgrounds.
There was a lower to DC, is what it was, or different information. Dusty, if you want to give me a history check of some sort, go for it.
Like, I'm always wondering because I don't know if you had that ruling where only like 3 players could try something.
Oh yeah, but I'm allowing it a little differently this time for this one case. If you want to give me a religion check or different, remember different skill checks, different results.
I'll go with history, and I'll guide myself.
Okay.
I can't believe Dusty's using his function of being an archaeologist for once.
23. Dusty, this symbol doesn't look familiar to you, and you're pretty sure there's no popular religions that have this specific. There's a couple of them that do have flaming swords, but usually involves a hand or a shield or some other type of symbol. Just a normal flaming sword in this positioning isn't any god symbol. It's not any ancient tomes from long ago. If you're pretty sure this is probably something new that someone has created.
Yeah, this is new. This is really
Or
new.
super niche that was forgotten and someone brought back to light.
Either we're dealing with a very localized cult or a very new cult. Because this is not any popular iconography for any known religion.
And it doesn't have to be a cult, unless that's just Dusty just assuming it is.
It's like
And
it's
how
either,
does a new cult start? You know, if there is not a actual god.
I mean, it could be a cult of like greedy people. I don't know. It could be just a gang. It's like a gang tattoo.
Yeah, like more like an emblem or something. That yeah.
Anyways, I'm gonna yank the engraving off.
You're like it's braided into the hair, like the beads.
I'm gonna yank it with the hair. I'm just gonna cut it off.
Okay.
Do you want some help? As I say as I pull out my dagger. Just
No, Dusty just said he cuts it off.
Okay.
I have a
corrected
dagger right
himself.
here.
You're
So, yeah.
All I heard was
dead
yank.
body.
Well, wait a minute. What else are you gonna cast locate object on? Here's the object.
It's just going to locate that one.
I know, but now you have a symbol you can focus on. And besides, this might help us
Just
get...
going to locate the nearest one, which is this one.
Okay. Well, we still need the info, and now we can go back and find if someone knows about this in town. Now we have the emblem on us. And he's a corpse buried in the middle of the desert. Do you really think they're gonna care?
It's a body of a human being, a dwarf being.
Okay, then torch it if it makes you feel better.
What?
Look, it's
Dusty, can you you hear the little goblin voice saying, "Loot it all, take it all."
listen. It's Phoenix. We should probably take that symbol with us, if nothing else, to compare it to others we might see, or if we need to gather information, because we may not be able to take down this gang all in one go. Things may go completely south in that regard. So, as far as affecting bodies, taking a single piece of symbology is not really disrespecting the dead in that regard.
Cutting off the hair of a dwarf is, though.
It was just a single bit of hair, like a single braid, if that.
It's not like we're cutting off his beard.
I still think it's just wrong.
Yeah, I think we can just remove the leftover hair and just keep the symbol.
Yeah. While they're talking, can I loot the body?
So you would all see Dusty like start trying to remove the armor and clothes from the body.
Dusty, I'm gonna grab Dusty by like the shirt and just like.
We just
flip
need
out.
his purse and his cash, you know? No need to encumber oneself with armors, unless it's magical. Or made with special materials.
Well, that's what I'm checking.
Yeah,
I am
you
pulling
can look at
Dusty
it and
away.
know.
Okay, why are you being so weird about looting bodies? We just stole a short sword from a dead guy yesterday.
Still a what?
The magic short sword from the guy who was digested in the god's stomach?
Okay, we weren't responsible for that person dying.
Were we responsible for this guy?
We're responsible for all of this.
Yeah.
Phoenix doesn't have a guilt complex.
No.
Not at
I'm
all.
going to put a hand on Phoenix's shoulder and say, Phoenix, if we got all worked up over everything we're responsible or directly or otherwise, we would completely shut down with guilt.
Yeah. Look
We've
at it
already
like on
crossed
this point of view. If a necromancer come in the desert and resurrect this guy, it would be a big threat if he still has his armor and weapons.
That's terrible reasoning. We're also already responsible for an apocalypse here, so I feel like we're doing more harm than good lately. I'm sorry if that seems to be a bit pessimistic.
Phoenix, those engravings we found were made hundreds of years ago. We're not responsible for that prophecy. And if it is...
We are responsible for our actions, prophecy or not.
Are we really? Like I said, look, the universe is clearly playing a joke on us right now. We don't have to laugh along, but the more we get upset and obsess over it, the more the universe is going to laugh at us.
Yes,
that's why
we laugh together with the universe at this.
Well,
we don't have to laugh with it, but listen, seriously, Phoenix, we're part of the Adventurers Guild. The things we do are going to interfere with some lives, ruin others, and outright end some, as we've already done and we will continue to do.
Well, their reasoning...
Bear in mind, this guy whose corpse you are expressing this concern over, he was part of a band that attacked some traitors. Multiple traitors. He took part in activities that have ruined lives. That have ended lives. Whether we are responsible for that or not, that's on him.
Is he any different than us then? We're ruining lives, taking lives.
We're ruining lives and taking lives, yes, but we're doing so with the intent of keeping more lives from being ruined. Would it be better if we just left them be, left them to do their thing?
No. But I don't think we need to loot and take their why is he taking the clothes?
What kind of armor
You
does
don't
the
need
dwarf
this,
have?
Dusty. Just weapons and armor if they are enchanted or made of special materials. Oh.
Just
I
says...
swear, you will not be a good
I don't
businessman.
disagree that it's a bit much. On the other hand, what good is any of that doing him? If we can make use of it, by all means. But, I am not really one to go looting corpses. That's just...
Taking clothes that have arrow holes through them and blood all over them.
Yes, I do think that's a bit silly. I agree that's a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, good luck trying to sell it.
Dusty, before you bury the body, you will notice on the back there is a big old tattoo.
Oh, sweet.
Oh.
Yes. Seems older, like definitely
Put
many
your
years
knife
old.
down, Dusty. Put your knife down.
It is a symbol. It's a very large tattoo, very, very, very detailed, of a
This guy with his yakuza.
You can tell it's definitely dwarvish in nature. You see several dwarvish. You don't even read dwarvish or speak dwarvish.
Second.
I think I speak. No.
Common, Elven, Primordial, and... Just second, wait! Oh, Draconic. That was Dwarvish, it's Draconic.
Nope. Alright, so no one can read the language, but the overall design of it...
Oh, wait! I have Comprehend Languages prepared!
Do you want to cast it so you can read it?
Can I cast it as a ritual?
It takes 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'll
So
take it.
you guys are standing over this dead naked body, looking at this tattoo, this dwarf's ass just blowing, it's hanging out in the wind. And Dusty, 10 minutes later, you can read the words on it.
Yeah.
Swag cat tattoo. Exactly. The tattoo says, let me pick up my notes because I didn't prepare because no one here could read Dwarvish.
It says noodle chicken. It's like these Chinese tattoos you get.
Oh, it's one of those.
So why would you ever prepare comprehend languages?
Bards just have spontaneous casting.
There you go. That's what it says. And it is a picture of dwarves mining on the bottom half, and on the top half is a set of stairs going upwards toward the heavens.
Well, either this is related to Miner's dream, or do you think this could be related to the tallest peak? Could be a code.
Could just be. Does that have any religious meaning? Gwilric?
Safe to. Oh, Gloric. Do you want to make a religion check?
Yeah, sure, I'll make that check.
Nice. 19. Spending time with little people in Convergence, there's a few religions that you have learned, especially the more popular ones. And there's one god that's very popular among the dwarves that a lot of dwarves talk about. Excuse me. And how they're all gonna, all the best crafters go up to his forge up in the sky. Some of the best miners will, craft the stone that goes up to the stairway to his afterlife, things like that. And my notes are taking forever to load. Do. I want to say it's Gond, I believe, but I'm gonna double check.
Gon's? I think he's the gnome god.
So the gnome one, what's the dwarf crafting god? I forget what it is.
Moradin?
Moradin, yeah.
Moradin, thank you, yes. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it is Moradin. Thank you. Yep.
Well, it seems this dwarf, at the very least, I've heard some humans say the expression, the road to hell is paved with good.
You muted yourself.
God damn it, I keep doing that.
You said the road to hell is paved with good and then you muted yourself.
Yeah, I'm a twit. I get it. I would say I've heard this saying, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. It seems this dwarf believed in a variant on that. So I guess you could say the stairway to heaven is paved with the road to hell. It's weird.
Or he was a miner before he was a bandit. Could have fallen on time.
The sentiment expressed by this tattoo is not an uncommon one among dwarves, perhaps a bit extremely phrased, but it's still in line with a common dwarven belief in their god. What did you say the name was again?
Moradin,
yeah.
Moradin. We'll see if others of their gang have similar tattoos. If they do, then we'll know we're dealing with something much more serious, but I'm inclined to think this was just a personal taste on his part.
It's possible some of them are like clerics or something.
I'm wondering if someone is exploiting down and out miners then, if the dwarf is simply a miner that fell in hard times.
Would not be surprising. Miners
it's possible.
They're strong, they have endurance, and they're used to adverse conditions.
Now the reason why we shouldn't strip them naked.
I mean, this just proved to be helpful information, so I don't see your point.
No, it might be helpful information.
Mm.
It's
I mean, just to look for helpful information, you just need to empty pockets, bags, and this kind of stuff, you know?
Oh, that's his underwear
we should
on.
all we should always look for any indications of dark associations, considering some of the things we've come across in the past. So
Mm.
we'll bear
Yeah.
this in mind. We'll bear this in mind. I'm inclined to think it's not a big deal, but I'm open to the possibility of it being more than just a personal taste.
Well, the question right
Yes,
now.
of course.
Yeah, the question right
But
now is.
it's possible.
You wanted to talk?
No, I would say it's possible. Like I come from the lower sides of the conventions, and a lot of people would start with good intent and end up in, like me. So, thinking it's maybe a former cleric or someone associated with the church is not something we can exclude. It may also be how they recruit these bandits.
The real question is where we're going next.
I think we should head to
Well-
Miner's Dream. That's where most dwarves congregate. They might have some information about former miners.
I feel like that's a lot of travel for potentially no information.
Well, do you have a better idea?
I'm wondering if they might be camping out somewhere near here since there's so much less foot traffic this way.
If we wait too long, word about these bandits has definitely spread, and the decreased foot traffic could lead them to change location.
True.
Let us not forget that there is also another party here that may also have some answers.
That's right, I forgot about them. They may have already cleared them out. Let's go. I think I'm in favor of us heading towards the peak and seeing if we can find any signs of these bandits or the other Adventurers Guild party. And as I said before, the bandits will recognize me from a mile away, and they'll recognize Fenix from half a mile away. So they will certainly come after us if they see us, which honestly I don't view entirely as a bad thing.
Mm.
So, to the peak or to the dream?
What was that?
To the peak or to the dream?
Peak?
Yeah. Everyone to the peak?
Mm.
I'm not sure. Either way, we could be wasting a bunch of our time.
I think we're less likely to be wasting our time if we head towards the peak.
What if it's just a peak and there's nothing there?
Bandits need a place to be able to see as much as possible to know when to strike and when to run.
Could be any of these hills then.
Well, in that case, we'll
Look at the
can
tallest
head-
one and look at the other ones
Yes.
from the top.
Yeah, we don't have to have tunnel vision. We can look out for signs in general.
We're probably going to need some kind of climbing gear.
Well, we don't necessarily have to go up the mountains very far.
Mhm.
I mean, bandits would also want to be able to mobilize fairly easily, so they wouldn't go anywhere where they would need sophisticated climbing gear.
Let's put it to a vote then.
All in favor of heading towards the peak?
Mm-hmm.
Aye.
Yeah.
All right. I'm abstaining from voting, so
That's fair enough.
let's go towards the peak and see what we can find.
Off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. All right.
As we're making our way there, I do want to go up to Phoenix as we're walking, and I'll just say in Terran, Primordial, listen, Phoenix, I can see you're going through a lot. Just know that if you need someone to talk to, I'll gladly lend an ear.
What I need, he replies in Primordial. What I need is 3 stiff drinks and a good night's sleep. But I'm not going to get that while we're trying to find people that I've wronged in my panic and caused all of this.
Well, when this is over, the first of those stiff drinks is on me.
Dusty adds in Primordial. I'll pay it for round 2.
Right. He speaks that.
Yeah.
Just gives a dry chuckle.
Yeah.
The hike over towards Tallest Peak is filled with sand, 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 sand. Oh, and more sand.
Yeah. In my defense, my entire language proficiency is on the Roll20 chat right now. You guys knew.
I knew.
Not Acely, they didn't know though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I didn't actually
now.
look at it until you mentioned that.
The difference between the road and just the sand itself is tediously night and day. There's more rises and highs and lows going over the sand dunes and such. The sun just seems hotter and more blistering out here. But as you all get closer and closer to Tallest Peak, for somehow the peak just seems to get higher and higher into the sky. I mean, this thing is ginormous. Think Mount Everest, but taller. Like this thing just seems to just reach all the way into the sky. And takes you guys about a half day to get there from the short distance. And as the sun starts reaching up high and up to it, you think the sun's gonna bump into it. Not really, but it does seem to be pretty damn far up there. But you guys reach the base of this giant plateau. The shadow that the mountain provides is nice and cool. It's more chunkier rocks as you guys reach the base of the mountain and less sand. Occasional like lizards or a bird or two is around.
Is there any path or thing we can see that could help us scale it?
Give me a perception check.
Guidance.
Yep. As you look up at the this plateau, the probably bottom quarter of it seems easily scalable. Not really, but you could do it without climbing gear. But that 3/4 up the sheer cliff, you're going to need climbing gear or something. There's no paths. It's just a rocky exterior. You're going to need either magic or climbing gear or a bit of both to start climbing upwards. And that's not to mention the occasional caves in the cliff's face that who knows what's inside.
Is there a breeze right now?
Not really, no.
I'm going to take a general sniff at the air to see if I pick up scents of people.
Yeah, sure, give me a perception check with advantage.
I'll give guidance to Ulrich.
I'll allow it.
14.
Yeah, you don't smell anything out of the ordinary. Maybe a dead animal corpse, that's about it.
Not really picking up anything, but that doesn't really say anything.
Should we check?
Can I spend some time resummoning Fiametta?
Sure. I just assumed you already had her out.
I probably would have resummoned her during one of the long rests. I didn't know if you were one of those DMs that's like, but you didn't say it!
For something this minor, I'd allow it.
Well, we can use Fiametta to scout in some of the caves. No one
The
will think
caves are up in the sheer cliffside face.
rats can climb.
Does rats have a climbing speed?
Oh, I don't know if in D&D, but in real life, rats can climb shit.
Yeah. Yeah, they can climb stuff, but they don't have a... There's a difference between climbing and a climbing speed. You know what I mean? Anyone
Like,
can climb.
In real life, rats can run up walls and shit.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't have a climbing speed per se. No, not in D&D.
So...
Disgusting. It's the same idea as how, like, cats don't have dark vision. Dumb.
I mean, cats technically, they don't see in the dark. They just, their brains interpret light a lot better.
But... Yeah, you guys are here.
Should we...
For an earlier edition of D&D, cats would have low light vision.
Or infravision.
Should we check some of the caves and begin climbing this thing?
We have rope.
I think we can look into it. Yeah, and I looked at Tabaxi have dark visions. Yeah, we can climb and look what's inside these caves. Shouldn't be too much
If
a
we
problem.
need to go up that sheer cliff face, I don't have climbing gear, but I do have some iron spikes and a hammer, so I can at least put in, or somebody can at
We don't
least
need
put
climbing
in,
gear to get up for the first bit.
I know. I'm just saying that if we do have need to go up that cliff, I have some tools that could help with it.
Yes.
Right. We will begin, like, climbing and looking for caves.
Okay.
And looking
So-
for signs that any of these caves are occupied by people.
So you guys are going to climb the cliff face side of this mountain?
Oh, can we go around the other side?
Well, I mean, there's the bottom quarter of it that is climbable without climbing gear. It's like an incline. And then the 3/4 top half is just a sheer cliff face going straight up into the sky that you would need climbing gear. And that's where all the caves are.
Oh.
I mean, we should start by going up the hikeable parts and looking for signs of people.
Okay. Are you guys going this way or this way? West or east?
Whatever
You were doing
easiest to
arrows there.
climb.
Well, I mean, like it's you guys can see right where you're at. Like it's just miles of incline going to your left and right. And you don't see any caves right now. You guys got to like move in a
I
certain
think-
direction.
Based on what I'm
You guys
seeing
heading
on the
out
map, it might be a good idea to check to the west because not only is that closer to where the attack site was, there's also this pass between the mountains to the north, which could be a potential escape route for them.
I don't care, so.
You guys head westward and you start hiking and exploring. Everyone give me perception checks.
Can I do this with smell?
No, it is sight based.
Can I give
Okay.
myself guidance?
Yes. Eyes like an elephant, Gwiwick. Eyes like an elephant.
What do your elephant eyes see?
And we're missing Dusty.
Okay, sorry.
You're good. Cool. Everyone's really good except for Caius and Charles. Charles and Caius, you guys don't see anything that catches your eye. Nothing abnormal. Just the sheer beauty of this place is what really catches your eye. The different shades of reds and whites and pinks as the mountains reach higher and higher up, and the occasional odd rock formation that looks like something else to you when you point it out. For Glowwork, Phoenix, and Dusty, as you guys head westward, and you guys are pretty high up, I would say about 70, 90, no, not more than 100 feet up in elevation compared to the sand down below. So you guys can see pretty far out where you guys are at. And you guys are walking westward along this place, looking both at the mountain and down below. As you guys come around toward this pass, like Glork pointed out, you guys can tell this valley has a bit of life in it. You would see there is an oasis down below. Hold on, let me draw this on the map.
Freshwater source. Makes it much more likely that bandits would be camping here.
Right here. It's like in the nook shade area of the mountains here. And it's significantly good sized. But there's no buildings, there's no tents, there's nothing around that area at all. But you see trees, you see grass and long green reeds growing around it.
In the less sandy parts, since we are hiking, do we see signs of humanoid foot traffic?
You guys are too far away to even get that close. Like I said, you guys are still on
where we are.
Yeah, I was gonna ask the exact same thing. The mountain we're on, are there any signs of tracks or anything like that?
Give me a survival check.
Guidance on myself.
Mm-hmm. Damn, Phoenix.
Yeah.
Work, are you gonna roll as well, or do you let Phoenix take it?
I was hoping to do a scent-based perception check on the ground, but that's your call.
I wanted to look if it was possible to do an investigation to look for like tracks or
Oh, anything like
signs of activity.
leftover signs of people being in this area? I'll allow a investigation check for that.
Okay.
How about me?
A
It is
smell-based
not
one is
Charles'
not.
day today.
Sure, yes,
Okay.
you can do a smell-based one to see if people are in the area.
Okay, cool. Milking it for what it's worth.
All right. We'll start with Charles. Charles, you look around. You don't see any signs of people being through here at all, if ever. It looks like a complete and total wild area to you. Glork and then 11, your smells only detect the body odors of your own party members. You don't smell as if anyone's ever been in this area along the peak here like this.
Wonder if black snow ruined my sniffer.
Phoenix, as you look for signs of foot traffic and things like that, you would notice there is a slight area where foot traffic has been more frequented, either by animal or people. And it's leading from where you're at. It's coming from the north and then heading west toward the oasis.
I think I found a bit of a trail here. It's heading towards the oasis, but I wonder if we follow it the other way, if we can find where it's coming from.
That might be a good idea, because clearly there's nobody down the oasis, but again, thinking from how bandits operate, it wouldn't be a good idea for them to camp out so low in the valley. Not only is the oasis an obvious place, but it's reduced visibility for them.
Also, it could be animals, so keep that in mind, but let's go, and I'll follow it towards the north where it was coming from.
Okay.
It could just be animals, but then again, another thing to consider, animals means a food source for the bandits.
So you guys continue past the beautiful sanctuary in the middle of this desertly wasteland. following the trail north. The sun is starting to move more further westward, and so it's just blaring down on you guys at this point as you guys are on the west side of the mountain. It's hot, but thankfully you guys have a bag of holding full of supplies. And you guys make your way around. The trail winds along it's kind of more on the lower side of the incline of the mountain, but it's still significantly high up where it's not down below the sand. And you make your way around the bend to where you can now see the north half of the facet and the rest of the mountains off the super far in the distance for you guys that way. And the trail leads to a little bit of a hole in the ground.
The time.
Not a tiny hole, but like a person could fit through this hole for sure.
Via meta time.
Do you send your rat in to investigate?
Oh God, are we fighting?
Conjures rat out of sleeve.
Ah,
Are we fighting desert Viet Cong dwarves?
Do you send the rat in?
I am going to send the rat in and say, "Watch my body," as I look and perceive through my rat senses.
You go through your rat senses and you enter into the dark hole. Give me a perception check, please. Smell-based advantage.
What is a rat's perception again?
You should have this on.
Oh, I keep my perception. I just get the advantage. Cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Load. Yeah. Did it do it?
Not yet. There it goes. 19. As you enter this little hole in the ground, the smell of animal musk fills the rat's nose into your own senses.
What kind of animal musk exactly am I?
You wouldn't know. You don't recognize it.
I'll keep looking around cautiously, trying to stay quiet and in the shadows and peek around.
You go in deeper into the hole with because you keep your like sights, right? So like dark vision you keep. Yeah. So you have dark vision, so you can see many shades of grays and blacks inside the cave. And you would come around a small bend where you start hearing things. It sounds like panting. And a couple of yips of sounds when you would see a small pack of hyenas.
Underground?
Like hiding behind a rock?
It's in a small little cave area.
Do I see any sign of like human life going around or anything, or is it just like this is a hyena?
No, it's just a hyena cave, yeah. A den, yeah.
I'll take Fiametta back towards the party. She'll pop out and climb up Phoenix and go into the little sleeve pocket he has again, and he'll come back to his own senses and go, "Dead end, it's a hyena pack."
okay.
I suggest we proceed with caution. Hyenas can be very deadly.
I mean, do we even need to proceed in?
No, not there. Like, proceed to leave with caution.
Okay, fair enough. DM, I come from a savannah. Would I be familiar with hyenas at all?
You would, very much so.
Okay, yeah. Just as a general understanding there.
Yeah. It might be slightly different because this is more of a deserty mesa biome. So some of their things might be slightly different, but like when it comes to like general knowledge, yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I would at least understand when they'd be likely to attack and when they wouldn't be.
Mm-hmm. Which is more in the darker times, yeah. Mm-hmm. And that they're packed creatures and scavengers and things like that. So. Yep.
All right. Can I try to take a look around now that we're on this peak and we can see a lot of the other peaks?
To the north, yeah.
Taking a look around the various peaks and seeing if there's any like places that would make for good bandit hideouts. Any caves, anything that's easily accessible and whatnot.
Well, so the mountains to the north, you're not going to be able to see caves from this far away. Are you talking about more on this side of the tallest peak, or are you talking about more on your west, these mountains over here?
Kind of thinking over here.
Okay, give me a perception check.
I'll give myself guidance once more. Damn. My good rolls
You
had...
see a couple spots of caves, but you don't see anything specifically that screams bandit camp.
This is going to be a frustrating tracking journey.
Perhaps we should make our way back along this trail and investigate those caves that were further up the cliff face.
We can try.
There's more caves up above you guys as well. It's not a lot of caves. It's like every, several dozen feet, there's another cave up above you guys. Not evenly spaced out, just randomly. Different sizes, different elevations. They just do exist along the cliffside of this tallest peak.
And with my 26 survival, I didn't find any other trails or anything?
No, yeah, it's pretty void of trails other than this one.
Well, if they are further up this peak, they're not taking this exact route that we are.
We could just bait them.
We haven't exactly been hiding our presence. If they've seen us, they're waiting to ambush us.
Dusty doesn't have a bad idea. We could do what Dusty initially thought. Go to Miner's Dream City, get ourselves a cart, load it with just empty crates, go around the trails, see if they attack us.
Not a bad idea at this point. Because yes, it is either that or trying to search through these mountains, and the obvious trails have not turned up anything.
We can check out the Oasis. We can check out the Oasis on our way down and see if there's anything there that's trail-wise, but...
If people have been down in that Oasis, there should be some decent signs of it, but...
Exactly. So why don't we check out the Oasis and then make our way back towards Miner's Dream City and get a cart and whatnot.
Any objections?
Nah, not really. See you guys later.
Alright, let's make our way towards the Oasis to check it out before we head out.
Alrighty, you guys head back south.
We're going to the Oasis first.
Oh, you're going to the Oasis first. Oh, okay. Cool. Excellent. You guys head down there. The sun is setting or starting to get later in the evening time, or afternoon time, I should say. So you guys got like a third of the day left at this point when you reach the Oasis. So the shadows cast over the Oasis, and as you get closer to this pond of water, a true coolness washes over you where you almost forget you're in a desert mesa environment. As you travel across the grass and the weeds and such, you come across the very large pond of almost a lake size of water. You see there's a few animals nearby drinking from it. Several of them scatter at your presence.
Wait, can I cast Speak with Animals ritually?
You can.
First I will cast, which I hilariously prepared today because I wanted to try to find a hawk and befriend it, really badly. I will cast Animal Friendship first.
Okay. What?
It was
do
between,
you-
it was
Is there
between
a
that and
specific-
Ghost Bond.
Okay. Is there a specific type of animal you want to try to cast it on?
What would I know to be the most intelligent animal around?
Give me a nature check.
Guidance. If only my intelligence was better. Hey!
21. Let's see here. Give me like 3 minutes of research real quick.
No worries.
You can see there is a camel. There are several lizards. There is a few. There's a handful of birds. A couple vultures. A couple of like crows. You see there's a Komodo dragon. You see a handful of various snakes. And sitting on a rock sunbathing is a phoenix fox.
Oh, we found Pierrot's brother.
Yeah,
So
I'm
all
gonna
Fennec foxes know each other.
try Animal Friendship on the Fennec Fox.
Okay.
Oh, of course
Um,
you are.
See here. Hold on 1 second here. Do. So, wisdom saving throw. All right. What is your DC? Set 14. All right. And it's a wisdom
doesn't
saving
need-
throw.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
DC is 14.
All right. And it's a +2. Let's see what we get. It makes a
Yeah.
save.
You can't be friends with it.
The Phoenix Fox kind of looks up, feeling the magical effects of magic of being on it. And it looks at you, growls, and scurries off.
Just. Okay, what other animal?
Camels, snakes, Komodo dragons, several birds, things like
I'll try
that.
a bird. I'll try a bird.
You can do a bird, right?
If there's
Give
a
me
big
another-
bird, like a hawk or something like that, or a vulture.
There's a vulture for sure. Yeah, there's 2
I'll
of
go
them
for
actually.
a vulture. I'll do it again.
Yeah. All right. Just try it again. All right. You cast it again on the vulture. Let me look up the stats of a vulture. The things as a DM you do. Oh, the stats of vultures. This one's a +1.
Yay!
There you go.
It's a friend.
It is a friend. You hold out your hand of some raw meat, and the magical spell takes effect, and the vulture's big old wingspan, woof, and the one beat, it just kind of hops / glides over, and it lands, does a little head tilt, and nom nom, takes food out of your hand, and it seems not to run away.
Fennec's big grin on his face is going to cast Speak with Animals.
Hey, you post that spell for me.
As a ritual, right?
Yeah. The bird is friendly to me for 24 hours now, though, so.
Yeah, I saw that. Awesome. Speak with Animals is a great spell to have if you're tracking in the wild.
I just suddenly had this idea, and I was like, wait a minute. What if I ask the natural fauna? Druid shit.
You could do that as well. Able to comprehend verbal communication with beasts for the duration of the knowledge and awareness of the beast may be limited to the intelligence. But an animal beast can get the information nearby. Okay, cool. The vulture goes, thank you for your meal.
Happy to oblige. Could I ask you a question?
Nods.
You seem a smart bird, and have you seen many, well, humanoids, shorter, usually typically have beards, about lately?
Hold on, looking at something. It kind of cocks its head to the side, thinking.
Just see Fennec start talking to a bird. The rest of you.
There's a lot of whistles and clicks. You would get the response of the vulture saying, "Ate one not too long ago.
What was that?
Ate one not too long ago.
Okay. Where would that have been?
He kind of like looks to his left, looks to his right, looks up, looks down. Don't remember.
Could you take me to it?
Thinks. Maybe.
What if there was another meal involved?
Could try.
All right. Take me to where you last saw some, whatever this creature was, this short human, this dwarf, if you will.
The vulture kind of like shifts and shakes a little bit and pulls out its wings and just one big giant woof takes off to the sky.
Run and follow the vulture.
I like how you didn't tell your party members anything. You just start chasing after it.
I just go after Phoenix and I just say to the others,
Just follow the bird.
okay. It's like I've heard of druids being able to talk to animals, but I'd never seen it before.
So, you follow this vulture, and Phoenix, as you're following him, you've seen a few vultures in your time, and this is a pretty damn big vulture, by the way.
Okay.
So it has black feathers with a few yellowish ones mixed in there. And as you follow the vulture, it takes you back southward.
No, it's taking us back to the damn. That's where it's going.
And it's several hours of travel with more bribery to the bird in form of food. But it's only like in a couple hours. It is definitely dinner time, and you guys would stop just north of the thing. And the vulture kind of like starts circling in the air.
Will reach out his arm for it to come down again and ritually cast Speak with Animals once more.
Sure. It waits patiently. And then you can start talking to it again.
So this is where you found the body that you ate.
Looks around. Think so. Looks about right.
Did you happen to see any living dwarves around?
Some come and go. Some bigger, some smaller.
Whereabouts do they usually come and go to?
Looks down toward the south where the road is.
No other directions?
Kind of cocks his head to the side. Can you give me a persuasion check real quick?
Can I offer it some food to get advantage?
This is something different. But you can still do it, but no advantage. Just give me a perception check. Or
I'm assuming I can cast guidance?
Yes.
Persuasion. You sure this isn't animal handling?
Yes, it is a persuasion.
Well, you are talking to it now, so.
With a 14, the bird gobbles down the food and says something. Well, there are some pesky ones that come from the east, and like looks towards the east.
How many would you say?
Enough to eat until I die.
Enough to eat until you die. And what else do you know about these pesky ones?
Annoying. Pests. And as the vulture talks, you notice it starts to grow larger in front of you. And his speech kind of turns more normal, and then about halfway through the sentence, starts speaking in common so everyone can understand it. And it would carry off into a phrase bandits annoyingly keep bothering my domain. And what turns out in front of you, I gotta find an image for this still.
Holy shit!
Phoenix, what did you do?
I don't know!
Ooh, talking birds.
Sadly, Roll20 or Google Images doesn't have anything for me. So I will describe what this looks like to you all. You would see what seems to be a humanoid, kind of like what the bird race called again?
Aarakocra.
Yeah, kind of like that, but more vulture-like, with taloned feet and black and golden feathered wings, as a very handsome-looking humanoid bird person forms in front of you, with dark black hair, swift back, and a golden crown sits on his head. He's wearing white vestiges with black and gold symbology on it. And his face looks a bit bird-like as well.
Can I give a bow? He looks like royalty.
Yeah, you can bow.
My apologies, I never even asked your name, but I didn't realize you were royalty.
He would smirk and say, well, you're one of the first humans who've entered my domain who were kind to me and my kind. And he would do like a bow back. I am the Lord of Vultures, the King of Raptors, the Sovereign of the Skies. I am the Animal Lord Sampati.
Lord Samity. It is
Sampati. I'll spell it for you.
It is an honor to make your acquaintance. I'm Phoenix Wick.
Mm-hmm.
You see, we're trying to find these bandits. They've been causing problems.
You mean the dwarf ones that attacked the caravan a few days ago?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Little pests, and they come to my oasis and cause nothing but problems.
So
Do you know where we could find them?
I do.
Would you be willing to tell us?
Of course. I, unlike my brothers and sisters, enjoy you funny little folk. He kind of gives a glance at Gloric and like squints his eyes. He's like, oh dear. Didn't tell me my brother sent you.
I don't know if I know your brother.
No? Well, that's probably for the best.
Well, while I have your attention, if I may be so presumptuous, did you happen to also see another group who are tracking down these bandits?
Yes, they did stop by the oasis, and luckily one of them was smart enough to know to pay proper heed to my domain. She didn't know I was there, but she knew something was a matter, and they quickly left without causing any problems.
Which direction did they go?
They went back south, I think, toward one of the dwarven cities.
Oh, they probably had the same idea you did, Dusty.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and where would these bandits be?
Well, their camp that they started, about a month ago, I think, was toward the east of here. And he'll, like, point directly east from where you guys are. Literally, like, straight east.
To the mountain?
Like in this direction right here. They're not part of the tribe, but they're on this side of those mountains there.
Yeah. Okay.
There's a good chunk of them. No, annoying little fuckers.
Well, it's our job to stop them from being so annoying.
Yes, what is it this called? Adventurers, I think is what your people call it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that name. Adventurers. You know, they're much like vultures. They kill and they take what's left over. I love it.
Huh. We just got approval from a god now, Phoenix.
Oh, no, I am no god. No. I am a lord.
not very familiar with the hierarchy. Sorry.
Sampati, do they live in a cave or in the mountains? Where exactly are they in the east?
So many questions. But I'm willing to help out. And he kind of like chuckles and smiles, and he's getting a little excited. And he would say, well, they live amongst the, I don't even know what the word is for you people. Some weird formation where there's very large caves and like bridges of stone going over and stuff. It's like a cave system, but open to the skies.
A canyon?
Maybe? I don't know.
Valley.
No, not a valley. There's you'll see it when you get there.
All right.
Well, at least we know what to look for.
Me asking the DM, are there any vultures? The DM, are there?
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't expect you guys to find this oasis for a long ass time from now. So.
Oh God. Yeah, DM, can I figure out just what type of being this is?
Give me a religion check real quick.
I was
With
thinking
advantage.
With advantage. Let's
Yes. 22. Ulrich, usually your passengers are quiet and keep to themselves unless you're sleeping. But you hear both of them whispering, "What the fuck are you doing? You need a fucking bow, dude!"
Need a fucking what?
Bow.
Oh. Yeah, it's like suddenly I can hear them shout, and I suddenly, as if, purely on reaction, I do a deep bow towards this.
Yes.
This Sampati.
The vulture.
I'm so glad I bowed now.
Ulrich, at your 22 religion check, there have been many stories of beings of this type that come from another world. Your people call it one thing, but the little people call it the Feywilds. You're in the presence of an animal lord.
One of my languages is Sylvan. So
That it is.
that it would make sense for me to know some folklore about this. Yeah.
Animal lords have in the past presented themselves not directly, but through messengers to your people's tribe once or twice. Don't know exactly what kind or specific ones, but they have made their appearance.
So I don't
means.
know which specific one might be the brother he referred to.
No, you wouldn't. But you would. But like after like your ancestors kind of fill you in a little bit, saying that animal lords are similar to gods, but they are outside. They're not a religious basings. They are, Fey lords, basically.
While I'm still bowed, I will say in Sylvan to him, my apologies for my rudeness. The strangeness of the circumstances caught me off guard.
The Sampati would chuckle. He's like, "Oh, no. Unlike my siblings, I don't care too much for the prim and properness. Now, if you meet my sister..." Hold on, looking for my list of names. Hold on a second here.
I love this bird person. I love him so much.
Sister Cassatiri. Now she's all about manners and properness. Oh. We have a bit of a rivalry, me and her.
And just out of curiosity, my lord, you mentioned a brother in association with my people. Who might that be?
Yes, well, I do. Actually, why are we standing around here? He would snap his fingers, and I'll make sure I'm doing this ability correct. Yes. A gust of wind would surround you all, and suddenly you're back at the oasis. As bits of feathers kind of like stick, like Kevin, or for Caius, like a feather like brushes across your face, it gets stuck in your mouth a bit. Just there. There we go. Back home. And then he would clap twice, and chairs would appear.
Thank you.
There we go. Now, where are we at? Ah, yes, my brother. Well, more like half brother. Well, that would be, as the DM checks the name. That'd be Brother Ox is what he calls himself. His real name, well, that's not important.
Ox, how do you spell that?
OX, Brother Ox.
Mhm.
Yeah, sees horses, oxen, cows, goats, llamas, all those kinds of people or animals he's in charge of. He is the sovereign of the earth.
And from the sound of it, a lord of beasts of burden.
Exactly, yes. Tell me, have you ever heard the sound of drums beating in the night from your people's culture?
Have I, DM?
You have.
I nod. Yes, I have.
And that's him.
Well, looks like I'll have something to talk about with my elders the next time I see them.
Yes, he and I are very similar, but at the same time, he's, how do I say this? Likes to be left alone more often than not. He's not a people person like me.
Sorry, I've sidetracked us a bit, everyone. I just the mention
No,
of something
I'm-
specific to my people caught my
I'm
interest.
riveted by everything we're learning.
Oh, by the way, Sir Patty, if you want, there's some corpses down south that are fairly fresh. I don't know if that would be interesting to you, but you are a vulture person, right?
Well, yes, this is the form I take and is given, but it's all forms of birds of the sky as the ones I rule over.
Well, the carrion
But
birds
I'm
might
sh-
appreciate a meal.
Yeah, well, if and when the bodies are found, they shall be found. But I appreciate the bit of tip.
All right. Well, we need not take more of your time, though we appreciate it greatly.
No matter, no matter. I enjoy a visit or two. I mean, you can only talk to birds about what they hunted every day for so long.
This is indeed very helpful. We're much appreciated for being told specifically where to find these bandits. We probably would have been wasting more time in these mountains for a couple of days without your help.
These bandits are similar to my kind, and they seek and scavenge and things, but there is something in their possession that is not quite, how we should say, nice. So you finding them does me a favor.
We've heard mention of them acquiring such a thing. Do you know more about the specific artifact in question?
I do not. No. I just can feel its presence when my birds go out there and scout around every now and then. It is... whatever is in there is old, and probably not the best for your people. But that's not for me to care about.
All right.
And when it
Well, then it's up to us to stop them.
Yeah, and when it comes to these bandits' capabilities, do you have any warnings of what they're capable of that goes beyond what's typical for bandits?
Now you're asking for more and more, and I haven't asked for anything from you guys at all.
If you don't wish to share that, I will not intrude on it further. I simply was asking for the sake of preparing us to better destroy them.
Is there something we could do for you? You have helped us greatly.
Something for me, he taps his chin, thinking, a clawed finger scratching at himself. And the DM's reading his note, double checking some things.
So, does his face look more humanoid, but just like sharp bird-like features, or is it a bird face?
It's humanoid with sharp bird-like features, like a pointed nose that goes like slanted downwards, very bird-like eyes, but like it's definitely a human's face.
Gotcha.
I wish I could have the picture I have in the book here in front of me, but I don't. Again, because I wasn't prepared for you guys to go to the Oasis. No, this is great. This is great. This is something I wanted to happen one day, but I'm glad it's
All
happening
the
now.
things that we keep encountering in this party. It's like, God.
I mean, this isn't the weirdest thing we've seen.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I'm just
There's a
saying it's the
speaking bird.
latest in a long line.
He said, you know what? You can get rid of the bandits. We'll call it even.
Happily.
Again,
Thank
that's
you
why we're
again.
here. Indeed, and I will stand and give a deep bow and say, it seems we should be on our way.
Of course. Also, yes, well, you guys have a safe hunt.
If I may be so presumptuous, I'd look around at the Oasis. Could you take us back to where you brought us from to bring us here? It is quite a trek otherwise.
Oh, it's almost nighttime. Why don't you spend the night here, and tomorrow morning you can trek out fresh and anew.
That's very generous of you. Thank you.
The Oasis is a resting stop for all. It is my home, and guests here who cause no problems. Sorry, I was reading a text message. Anyone who comes here as guests and don't cause problems are free to stay.
Thank you, my lord. It's very generous of you.
Well, I have things to attend to. Enjoy the fruit. I personally enjoy the berries. And then he would shrink back into a vulture and fly off.
That I turned to us and just I've got a flabbergasted expression like that
Was amazing.
and entirely unexpected.
Fenix went from talking to a fucking vulture, just having a good time talking to a vulture, and then fucking the GM's like, no. You're talking to an animal lord.
To an archfey from the sound of it.
Yep. Fenix is honestly so happy right now.
Out of all the faces you could have encountered, that was the nicest one.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
All right.
Faye don't play games, but this one is a bit of a nice one. So
Yep.
he wasn't kidding when he talked about his sister. Woo.
Okay. We'll take a rest, I think, and
You take a long rest? Yeah. You all long rest at the Oasis, and when you awake, you feel rejuvenated. You feel refreshed. You feel as if all of you have gained an inspiration point.
Ooh.
2 now.
Yes.
Oh.
Did you use
They
one?
don't stack.
They stack. They do stack.
Oh, they do stack.
They do.
I forgot to mention it. I am changing the rule. I'm going to allow them to stack from now on. You can thank Baldur's Gate for that.
Good.
Thank you, Baldur's Gate.
I like it. I like the rule, so I'm allowing it. That allows me to give out more inspiration points. So
There's the cap at 4 in the game, right?
there's a what?
There's the
Yeah, there's a cap of 4.
Yeah.
I doubt you guys will be able to hoard. If you guys hoard 4, then that's on you guys for not using them.
All right. I think the next day we will make our way back and try to head towards. Fenix will ask the group, should we try to find the other group, or should we just head right towards the bandits and hope they find us?
We should head towards the bandits, if we can, leave something to indicate to the other team which direction to go. Something that they'll be able to spot from the road, and hopefully the bandits will be too preoccupied with us to notice it.
So you can leave a note on the crash site.
Or take some of the wreckage from the crash site and make a big arrow pointing towards the east.
I seem to remember that this specific contract is a little bit higher than our current rank. I would feel better if we did go encounter the team before we set out.
Well, it's been a day. They should likely be back from Miner's Dream City by now. Let's
Maybe
see if we can find them on the road.
Yes, and if we don't, leave a marker for them.
Sounds good. We'll head
can
back
at
to the
least-
road.
Yeah, we can at least scout out the position of these bandits before them.
Sounds good. All right. We'll head back to the road.
Right, head back to the road. Do. Boop. What do you guys do?
Well,
Can we see going down the road or going this way anyone traveling?
Hold on, what time of day is it? It would be you guys traveled that far. It's been hold on. Let me make some dice rolls real quick. Hold on.
By the way, at some point during our travels, I would say to Phoenix, I think this is a point where we can laugh along with the joke that's being played on us.
I certainly enjoyed it. We got to speak to such a majestic and amazing lord creature that we never would have encountered otherwise.
I mean, if we're talking about, like, how are we defining him as things we've encountered?
A friendly NPC that we love.
Okay, we've encountered a few of those.
A friendly, powerful NPC that we love.
Yep.
Okay, that's better, because I'm thinking, like, this feels like it's just the opposite vein of the thing we unleashed on the bug facet.
I kind of feel like this is our campaign's Artagan.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh,
The antagonist?
no,
no,
Artagan.
He's referencing Critical Role.
Yeah, Arch
Oh.
Critical Role.
Got it.
Artagan.
Yeah, I don't watch Critical Role. Sorry.
Yeah. He's basically a fae that is semi-helpful, but also causes a lot of problems.
Nice. Cool. All right, so you guys are here, and right now you don't see anyone along the road.
So are we doing
Is any of the
So are we gonna do the bait plan, or are we waiting for these adventurers that were looking for people?
is any of the wreckage still sticking out of the sand?
So the wreckage is still there, but it looks like it has been moved around some and sifted
Yeah.
through even further.
They might have been here investigating it themselves.
Does it look like there's any trails or tracks since there hasn't been a sandstorm?
Give me a survival check.
Give myself guidance.
I'm gonna help. I am proficient in survival. I'm gonna
Right,
help
you
Phoenix.
get advantage with guidance. 16 plus 3. So Phoenix and Caius, you can see in the sand there does seem to be obvious, not footprints, but divots in the sand where people have stood and walked around. Somewhat recently, you would guess.
Where are they heading?
They are headed northeast.
Okay, so they're heading. It looks like they're heading in roughly the right direction. North, a bit more north, but
Let's
So
see if we
just
can-
northeast. They're headed like in this direction. Sorry. They're like this direction.
Let's see if
Do
we can
I-
catch up with.
yeah, can we see them?
You peer off in that direction. Who has the highest passive perception?
It's not an active perception.
Ooh.
If
Yeah,
we're
passive.
active.
12.
16.
16. All right, 16 works. Anything over 15 works. You can see the 3 figures walking super far in the distance. They are but specks.
I
They're
think I
about
see.
halfway toward the mountains.
I think I see them. We could catch up to them.
Well, let's get
Wow,
going.
you have sharp eyes. All right.
They're about literally out right here, and literally halfway there.
We will go catch up to them quickly.
Right. You all rush out toward them. You guys are running through the sand. When you guys are close enough where you can actually make out a little bit of them. 2 of them seem to be normal size, and the third one seems to be shorter. Dwarf, halfling, gnome, something along those sizes. Probably not dwarf, not as wide. So definitely like halfling or gnome sized. They would turn around and look at you all, with the small one pointing towards you.
Do we see any how the?
No, you're too far away for that. Like too far away to see something small like that. Like, so you get like general sizes at this point. What would you do once they point towards you and like turn towards you all?
Hello.
Well, maybe not call out them.
That's done now?
Wave and continue towards them.
Right. You wave. The out of the 2 taller ones, there's one that seems a bit slimmer. He has a spear or maybe a staff, something in his hands. And he kind of like, you can see him put his hand up to his head to like block out the sun. And you see him wave his spear like really high up back at you guys, and like in a similar meeting. And then they all start walking towards you guys.
Once we catch up to them, do we see any greenhouse badges on them?
Well, before you can see that,
I mean, Adventurers Guild badges.
Well, before you could see that, you would recognize one of them, actually.
Malark, isn't it?
Yeah, it is Malark, yes.
Malark!
Hey, it's the prison guy.
Malark! It's been a long time.
And with him is a golden dragonborn and a halfling female.
Oh, the halfling looks so cute. I'd use that character art.
Sally.
Malark.
Then Kasooks.
Well, you don't know their name yet. With Malark, you would see his badge is part of a staff. Sally just has a simple pendant, and Thin Kakuk has they're kind of like earrings, but they are part of his horns. Like, yeah, kind of like that.
Phoenix will approach and just be like, Malark, it's been so long. I didn't expect to see you here.
He would greet you with a hug. He's like, FedEx! Well, Rick, Dusty, oh, you guys, it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Let me guess, you guys are going after the bandits as well?
Correct.
Yes, and we have their location.
Yes, we are.
We do too. Oh, dude, we had to go to 3 different fucking cities to figure out where they were hiring these bandits from. Ugh.
We spoke to
kind of got lucky.
You're here to tell us about. So you guys know where their camp is. We just know the general area. Do you know where specifically it is?
I'm pretty sure it's
in
caves.
a cave that doesn't have a ceiling. He couldn't think of the common word for it.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's canyon.
We were just told they are in the mountain cul-de-sac, I guess, right in this direction. Like points like toward the mountains over here.
No, directly east.
Oh, east from here. Oh, so like more like points like in this direction?
Exactly.
Okay, well, that narrows it down a bit.
We were thinking we could take it down together.
That's better than we had planned. We were just going to scout it out and then hopefully get more people. There's a lot of these guys here. They've been doing recruiting down in Miner's Dream. Actually, we got in a scuffle the other day with some of them. We had to stop them from running off and reporting that the adventurers are looking after them.
Oh dear.
Sounds like you've been doing your lion's share of the work so far.
Yeah, he would pull out something from his bag. It's a set of beads. He's like, yeah, anyone that's part of the bandit group has these beads in their hair.
Okay, we did find a dead one then.
Yeah, and who's holding on to the beads we found? Is that still Dusty?
Dusty.
Yeah, I look to him, you know.
Yep, we found the same thing.
You found some? Good. All right. Yeah. We went to Shearstone Haven first, and then we had to travel all the way down past that oasis to Miner's Dream. And then Sally was like, I told you that place was weird, all right? Something was watching us.
Oh.
Didn't want to stay there.
Oh, at the oasis?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably Sam.
Sam?
Yeah, Sam Petty. Sam Petty.
Sam Petty? Who the fuck is Sam Petty?
Lord of
I
Birds.
don't
the
think
Vulture
Fey
Lord.
Guys. Please, if he wanted to reveal his identity to everyone, then he would.
Well, we
Respect
should
his
at least
privacy.
well, but we should also let them know who they should pay deference to when they pass through here. Yeah, Sam Petty is the Vulture Lord of that oasis and the surrounding areas.
The Dragonborn seems to not like the information. He seems annoyed by it. He's just like, "God damn Fae. They all need to just get out of our world.
Just plain rude.
They shouldn't be here. It's not their home."
Well, whether they should be or not.
That's like saying
Sam
I
Petty-
should be in the fire. That's like saying I should be in the fire plane.
You're a human. They are not.
Except
Oh,
that let's
Nazi.
think about the utility of the situation here, and that Sam Petty was very amicable, and he told us that landmark to look for to the east.
He would grumble still. He's like, even then, just because they're nice now doesn't mean they're always going to be nice. Fae are tricksters. They always have ulterior motives.
I'm aware of that. It's just I'm appreciative of the circumstances for the time being.
Moloch kind of waves a hand. He's like, all right. Right now we can play around with the animal people later. We got bandits to focus on.
Agreed.
All right.
All right.
The dwarven
So-
leader, you're aware of the circumstances that he might be rather insane.
Well, insane. We didn't hear anything about that. More, what's the word that Sally would say? Batshit crazy. No, we wouldn't use that word on him. More heavily motivated, I think is the term.
Yes, someone might have killed his brother, and he's on a bit of a revenge streak since.
Yeah, Malark says. The recruiters were talking about some adventurers that came through and murdered his family with flaming swords. So they turned the weapon against them as a symbol. He waves a hand. It sounds all little. And Sally says, batshit crazy, like I told you.
Oh,
Who the
dear
fuck
God.
uses your brother's weapon as a symbol for your own people, your own group? That's just weird.
Oh, dear Lord, you're gonna get Phoenix a complex.
Did you say that out loud?
Yes. So, that's our fault.
Malark looks at you, at Dusty's like, how's that your fault? What?
Phoenix, the one who killed him with a flaming sword.
It's okay, Dusty. You didn't need to get that specific. What happened was the last time we were on Dargfor on a job, we camped out one night. This dwarf and his brother approached us, to try to bait us into lowering our guard. They attacked us. We fought them off. In the process, we killed his brother, and the one who's now batshit crazy got away.
Damn. And Sally goes, damn. Malark goes, oof. And then the Dragonborn just doesn't say anything. Malark looks at Phoenix is like, wow, you have the worst luck ever.
Honestly, our luck has been kind of a mixed bag.
Feel very responsible, I'm not going to lie.
Sally looks at you, First she was crazy beforehand. Killing your brother, that sounds like a type of thing that sends you over the edge. It's not a build-up. Malark goes, Sally has a point. I don't think you're not the reason why he's stealing things and a bandit. He was a bandit before, like you said, right?
Yes.
So it's.
Yeah.
Mate, did you send him off the edge? He kind of shrugs, maybe. He kind of looks at the beads in his hand and sheepishly puts them away. But that's why we're here. We're gonna go take care of him.
Yeah. And I look at Phoenix and just say, look, I lost my parents when I was young, but you don't see me going around slaughtering every beast I encounter.
Ha ha ha! Yes. Phoenix, whose entire tribe burned to death before his eyes.
Trauma.
Do we know that in character?
Development.
Do we know about your trauma in character? I can't remember.
I think she mentioned it.
I talked to Gwilrick about it briefly when we were drinking.
Oh, I forgot about that. I'm sorry.
And Caius knows because background.
Yeah.
You know what? If we were drinking at the time, Gwilrick doesn't quite recall that detail.
Monarch says, this is great. There's 8 of us. We were originally just going to scout it out and then update the board to see if it's going to increase in rank or not. But I think with 8 of us, we have a definite chance of at least
weakening them,
maybe stopping them entirely. We don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of them. There's probably 20, 30 of these guys. So we need to. I mean, he's recruitments, man.
Should have brought more bombs.
Originally, our plan, he looks at his Dragonborn companion, was just to threaten him and scare him off to see if anyone would just leave. But after talking to some of the recruiters, we don't think that's going to be possible anymore. So they seem very loyal to his cause.
Something that I've brought up with our team here is that their leader at least is going to recognize us. I mean, have you encountered another of my kind here on Dark?
Yeah, no, when you guys were approaching us from the back, the only reason why we didn't prepare to kill was you're the only, you're one of 2 Loxodon I've ever seen, Malark says. So I was at 50-50 chance, and both of you guys were nice, so.
Yeah. And
when I saw the flaming hair, and then it's just easy at that point.
Yeah, he's more than likely to also recognize Phoenix. So that's the fact of our recognizability is something we could potentially use to our advantage.
So what's your plan?
Well, I don't have a specific plan. I'm just thinking I have a notion that we could use how recognizable we are to lure them out. Hell, maybe even lure their leader out and scare off the rest when we deal with him.
Wouldn't Phoenix have to be the bait then, since that's probably what his rage is directed at?
The bait, perhaps, but I'm just saying I'm very visible and very recognizable considering the circumstances.
We can stealth and attack them when they're not expecting it.
Sally snaps her fingers. I like that plan. I like that one.
But specific planning will depend on what we see when we get there.
We could even try to lure a few out and take a few out to start, but that will alert them that there's something wrong.
Actually, we have some of their armor. Can any of us fit in it?
None of us are a dwarf.
If I cast Enlarge on Sally, how would that work?
She would become a medium-sized creature.
Dwarves are medium. Like, proportionally, could I make her into a disguised dwarf person with this?
Not really, no.
Okay.
She'd be too lanky still at that point.
Gotcha. It was at least a worthwhile thought.
Yeah. If she was maybe a gnome, it would work better.
All right. Well, let's scout it out, see what we can find out, and make a plan.
All right.
Right, you all 8 of you travel together in this general direction. When you guys see here, so what's your guys' plan? Where are you guys going?
We're heading towards the direction
We were right here when he said directly east, so we're gonna go in the direction he told us, directly east, and try to see if we can find this cave without a roof thing that he was describing.
Crevice, that might be the term.
Yeah,
Maybe.
canyon,
The DM doesn't know the proper term, but when you see the map, you understand what I mean.
Ravine.
Maybe. So you guys head on eastward. And at this point, I need perception checks from everyone.
Guidance on myself.
And if you want to do a smell one will work, you can.
Awesome, I was just about to ask.
Beautiful.
I'm glad you guys have me.
So both Dusty, Gloric, and Phoenix. We'll do Phoenix and Dusty first since you guys are site-based. You guys see more and more evidence people have been in this area. You can actually see wheel tracks. You can see smoke in the distance as the sun is setting. It's like not. It's just after midday. It's like afternoon, I guess, be like 3-4 p.m. So the sun is more westward. The sun is beating on you guys. The area you guys are at is less sand and more rocks and dirt at this point, since you guys are near the base of the plateaus. But you can kind of see a direction where you're pretty sure the camp is at this point. And you guys are like, probably a couple miles away, nowhere nearby where they can see you with just sight unless they have super vision. Glorik, you can smell the smells of the smoke and stuff.
We should try to stealth moving forwards.
Yes.
Sally would suggest I want to go ahead and scout ahead while you guys stay here for a little bit.
Charles, do you want to join?
I can scout too. We can do it in different ways, like going in circle around this place.
She's like, I will appreciate the second set of eyes. Come on, Hattie, let's go.
Oh, I finalized my art of him. Should
Post that
post
shit.
it.
As we're setting up camp, I'll say, if we're going to be working together, we should be familiar with what we're capable of. I'm guessing the short one there. I'm sorry, I'm bad with names.
Sally.
Sally. I'm guessing she's very much stealth inclined.
I'm a ranger.
Ah, that's even better. And I look to Fenkaux. Fenkauxic. Fenkauxic. Yeah, it's a weird name.
Yes, Dragonborns have weird names.
I know. I like playing as Dragonborn. And I looked at him and say, what are your capabilities?
I use my natural magics. I am a sorcerer.
Interesting. And
I'm a sorcerer of the storm.
I can't help but smirk a little as I think of Vatoz and just say, you don't say. I suppose I should say my capabilities. Among my people, I'm known as a bone dreamer. I am a warrior trained to use rage that my people typically don't tap into, but nevertheless can be. And I use that rage as a means of being in touch with ancestor spirits that mean to protect me and those I fight along with.
I'm a druid. I harness fire.
Hey,
Charles,
look at
who went on.
Charles.
Charles is already
I'm
on.
just Charles, yes.
Charles, despite his flamboyance, is actually quite capable of moving about unseen, and he is.
That's
rather
all you
audacious.
do it. If you dress up in, I told you already, if you dress up in black tight clothes, everyone will expect you to sneak around. If you dress in bright red clothes, no one expects you to do so.
And despite, and he's also quite audacious with his weapons. He certainly knows how to dance in and out of a fight.
Is Kevin
Dusty?
Caius here?
Caius?
Yeah, I was waiting for Dusty.
Oh, okay.
Oh, does he?
I carry dead people with me, and I can use them to help people out.
Malark is like 2 thumbs up. Sally just gives you a weird face, and then the Dragonborn's like, what?
I have ghosts in my head.
It's kind of similar to what I do, except he has to invite spirits to come along.
I was told I should probably get some more soon. Apparently it's better if they're fresh.
The Dragonborn just like glares at you almost, Dusty, like you're the weirdest person in existence. Malark thinks it's cool. Sally just thinks it's gross.
I nod sagely at the Dragonborn.
What? You said you have the same thing.
I said similar.
They both
There are
use ghosts a bit.
similarities between what he does and what I do, but
He mutters something in Draconic about necromancers.
I understand for Draconic.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said.
I technically am not a necromancer. Apparently.
You deal with the dead, you're a necromancer.
Well, that's the entire party here then.
I'm very open-minded.
Hmm.
It's mostly
Whatever.
that souls to have unfinished business and I help them with it. If that makes more sense.
He looks at Malark. We're not working with him anymore after this. Malark's just like, easy, friend. Think of the money. And Dargfor just doesn't say anything after that. He seems complacent.
look, I understand that Dusty is weird and off-putting, but just remember, I mentioned the spirits that help me are my ancestors. They're not just willingly coming along, they have an active interest in helping me and my allies.
Don't care.
And
Sally's just weirded out.
Yeah,
That's it.
put a hat on all you want. We still both deal with Ghost Gloric.
So I was like, alrighty. Now that we've held hands and sing Kumbaya, we ready to go check out the bad guys?
Yeah.
no one's let Kaya speak.
Oh, wait. Oh, shit. Tall, dark, and silent.
I would just take my great sword and like kind of plant it in the ground. I'm good in the fight, and then Bellicus would like appear next to me, and
Yeah.
I'd like to consider myself a one-man army.
And frankly, from what we've seen of his capabilities, that's a bit of an understatement.
Monarch's like, yeah, he was kind of badass when we fought the goblin dudes. Sally's just
Yeah,
like, oh,
that's why I
good.
got that sword.
Sally. The Dragonborn's like, at least one of you's normal.
Fennec says, "What have I done?"
Just looks at you and just doesn't say anything.
No, Malark, you've always been so friendly. Would not have expected this.
So
of
that
you.
was the Dragonborn, not the Malark.
Yeah, I know.
Malark's like, he like whispers, listen, they're not an official party with me, they're hired help. Alright. And so Sally's like, okay, cool, we held hands and sing Kumbaya. Can we go now? Come on, Hattie.
Oh, I thought they already left.
No, they would have.
Yeah,
I'm assuming you guys did all that stuff before we left.
Yeah, I'm sorry I spoke for Charles. I thought he was already gone, which was why I
Same.
did that.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right, Sally and Hattie. Let me do some things. Can you give me a stealth check, please?
When Hattie met
Can I
Sally.
give Charles guidance before he leaves?
It wouldn't last that long.
No need, I think. Hey, for once I rolled a good roll this session.
Okay. Only Charles should be able to see this. If anyone sees anything, let me know.
Pretend that you don't.
I see darkness.
I see a loading
sweet
screen.
fuck all.
Charles, you should be able to see. Ignore
Uh,
the NPCs other than Sally. See
yes.
That big map.
It's a decent sized map. Cool. So, you roll 24 to stealth. Salian, pull up her character sheet.
Mhm.
That's going to roll. Roll 20 plus 7. 13. All right. Plus pass without a trace. So you rolled a 34, she rolled a 23. Perfect. Cool.
All right.
All right. So what I am going to do, Charles, is I'm going to try something fancy here. Hopefully it doesn't break the map. Copy, delete. You should be able to see more of the map now, right?
Oh, yes.
So what's going to end up happening is you guys are going to be climbing on top of the rocks over here, I'm assuming? Like over here? To the right.
Yes.
So you guys are like, have a vantage point up above. So, there you go. And you guys can start scouting out. Sally is going to let you take point in terms of where you guys go. She's going to keep an eye out for anyone looking out for like scouts specifically. So she'll let you do the people watching, and she'll do the watching people.
Okay.
So you have free reign of the map right now. Some of the lighting walls are still around, but don't worry about them.
I think I can see everything here, or because with the lighting I can.
Yeah, because I removed the wall so you can see everything. Okay, cool, perfect. Yeah, you can see
Yes,
basically
yes.
everything.
Yeah, I think I can see every NPC on the map, but yeah, I think
You can see mostly
except
everything. Yeah,
except this
people
area.
are walking around. People are doing things and stuff. Yeah, it's yeah, what you see is what you see. Show.
Okay.
All the bandits seem to have swords or things like that. You do not see who you think the leader is at all. You see some people who seem to be somewhat in charge, but they don't look like the man you guys fought all that time ago.
Okay.
As you scout around. Also, you would see up here where I'm pinging. You see where I'm pinging?
Yes.
Further up north of the map. In that area, there is a dwarf hiding amongst the rocks there.
Yeah, I saw him before you removed it. Okay.
Yeah. So he would be up here somewhere. So.
Okay.
Show.
Perfect. So, Sally is still down. Okay. I think we can go back to the group. I think we can. Charles will go back to the group after having scouted this whole area.
Hold on. Oh,
okay.
I'm trying to fix the map right now. Sorry. So you would go back. I'm just trying to fix the map. Is all I'm trying to do.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So you go back. What do you tell your part? What do you and Saley speak about?
It's a maze full of small rooms and corridors, probably around 12, 15 dwarfs. I couldn't find the one we fought before, but I did see like one that looked like a mage and one that looked like someone else who could be in charge. Usually there are 3 or 4 dwarves in one small room around a campfire. And it looked like there were a lot of crates with material and general
How well
goods.
equipped were they?
Nothing too fancy, regular weapons and armor.
Did any
Sorry,
of the barrels look volatile?
Did any of the barrels look volatile?
No, it looked more like supplies.
No, just normal supplies.
What did I miss?
Charles described
huge maze of rooms and corridor, 12, 15 dwarf, not the big boss, but probably a mage. And the overall guy in charge. And they have just normal weapons and armors.
If we were to... This is just a hypothetical. If we were to strike that group, it might be a good idea to go after the mage and the other one who seems to be more in charge, because if we do that, if we're lucky, we can scare off the rest.
Hmm.
You know, I just
This
realized something.
this mage guy wasn't in the canyon. He was on top, hiding among the rocks. So we should keep this in mind. He probably will just rain magic from the sky if we go inside of the canyon.
How far above the rest was he?
1 second. Someone changed the map?
Yeah, I did.
Probably, I don't know, 200, 350, if I'm not wrong.
You know, they know
It was
us,
at the
but
end of the
wait.
maze.
Malark, Shandy, and Thank,
Mm-hmm.
you've never met these guys before, right? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I did. What'd you say?
I was asking Malark, the three other adventures. These guys have never seen you before, right?
Don't think so.
Okay, how good are you, any of you at lying?
Kind of looked between them. I mean, I'm decent at lying.
Well, we have a little gem here that's used for identification. Maybe you don't have to sneak around and we can get some extra information. They think you're a new recruit. And I bring up the little braid thing with the emblem on it.
That's a bit risky, Dusty, considering they're mainly recruiting, from the sounds of it, dwarven miners. And these three will stand out.
That's why I was saying we should send in one of them. I'm just trying to figure out how we can get as much information as possible before we mount an attack.
I look to the other three and just say, what do you think?
I mean, they're the ones giving these out, correct? So if you have one, it means you're supposed to be there. Am I wrong?
Or they could think that we killed someone who had one.
That's why I asked if they're good at lying.
I think we just make an attack and try to take them all down quickly. Far less risky and more practical.
Are there any like bridges like above, or is it just like almost a valley? DM?
That'd be a question for the person who saw it, the player.
Okay, I'm asking.
Mhm.
So, there like bridges above the area, or like places we could just collapse and like let a tunnel slide get them in?
I think we could probably try this. For sure, if these corridors were small, so if we can
We
fall
risk
down from
destroying the
rock,
item we came for.
yeah, I think it can be done. I think.
I know.
We risk destroying the item we came for.
If it's magic, a bit of rock probably won't hurt it.
I don't think it if we just collapse, some of the corridors, it should not destroy the item.
I don't think the concern is as much destroying the item as it is letting loose what's inside it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We don't know how fragile that thing is. I'm sure it could take a beating from one person with a hammer, but an entire cave-in, that's a bit risky.
So, what do you guys want to do? Just like go and start killing these guys one at a time? Working our way through
What
them all?
time of day is it, DM?
What time of day is it? Afternoon. So not quite nighttime, but it will be eventually.
I think we can wait until it's night and shoot them from the sky, from the top of the canyon.
See in the dark pretty well though, so that won't really help us that much.
Yeah, but I mean, yes, but I mean, some of them will likely be sleeping.
Some of them are probably sleeping right now. How many... Did you see any choke points? Either that we should avoid or that we could make use
Oh yeah,
of?
it's full of small rooms and corridors, so the whole thing is a choke point. It's full of choke points.
And I turn to Phoenix, and I don't suppose you have any magics that could either stop or hinder the mage hiding above, do you?
Well, that depends. I can place my moonbeam upon him and force him to move, but it's only if he... That will require all my energy, and also it will only cause him to move so few feet each time. I can also try to paralyze him. I have a spell that allows me to do that, but there's a possibility that he may break free within any moment. I can otherwise cause vine growth that will encircle the area and make it hard for him to move, but that won't stop him from casting spells.
Charles, how well do you think you could traverse up to where he is? I'm just thinking that we need to... That mage is going to be... He's in an advantageous position quite deliberately, and if we stand a chance of taking out these superior numbers, we need to take him out as quickly as possible.
I mean, we can have... I think we can have you, Caius, and maybe some of the other guys like trying to like go inside the maze and try to go at the end of a choke point, trying to get the dwarves, and maybe and some of the other group will go on top, raining death from above, and as well as fighting this mage.
I think you and whoever else can sneak up there should go ahead and try to take out that mage first. If you succeed, we'll be on the lookout for a signal from you that you can let us know that you've done it. If you fail, we'll hear the cry and we'll know to stem whatever forces come their way towards them.
Yes. Sounds like a good plan.
The other three seem to like the plan pretty well. So we just sneak in, go place to place, and yeah. Sally says,
Those of us who are more capable of being undetected, go up, try to take out that mage. The rest of us will be ready in our suitable combat positions, as hidden as we can be. And if the stealthing group doesn't kill that mage right away, we'll be ready to slam any of their reinforcements from the side. We'll flank them. And if you succeed, then perhaps either signal us to move forward or come back to us and we decide what to do from there.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I haven't heard a single thing because I've been trying to do something at the same time.
You want to do a TLDR for Phoenix?
Basically, we're sending an assassination team to kill the mage who's up top, who's really high up and will have an advantage. If they don't manage to kill him right away and he raises an arm, we'll be ready to... If any enemies come, trying to help the mage, we'll be ready to smack them from the side, basically. If they succeed, they'll have a vantage point where they can signal us to either proceed forward or keep our position, or they can come back to us and we can make further plans from there. If they're undetected, that is.
Let me get this straight. The plan is send an assassination team, kill the mage. Probably not going to happen in one round. We infiltrate, so we're splitting the party, and then we're going to try to infiltrate and get in and potentially risk the assassination team?
It's...
Yes.
As far as we know, as far as we can tell, it's just the mage up top.
Yes, there was only him. All the other ones were all down.
Yeah. It is kind of splitting the party, but will be within sight of each other. The assassination team will also be up high, so if they do manage to kill the mage, they can take advantage of the elevation with ranged weaponry to shoot down at enemies we'll be fighting up front.
Okay. Okay. And then you said it's like a maze of corridors. Did none of them have ceilings?
No, it's a canyon.
Okay, so it's just a big open space?
Yes.
No
Yeah,
maze
that's
of
what-
corridors.
Like, yeah, I mean, like small rooms here, 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 and a lot of corridors between.
Yeah, there's a reason the mage is up top, to have a lot of visibility for use of his magic.
Okay, I think I understand. I have a hard time visualizing without an image, obviously, so
You will see.
Personally, I have a lot of fun thinking of
Nice.
these small group tactics.
Imagine things like this.
But yeah,
You know.
obviously the most vague part of the plan I've got in mind is the role of the rest of the people who aren't with the assassination team, but that's really going to depend on the layout and what the enemy does in response.
Yeah. I think if we can get the mage first, after we can, have you go back and us hit the dwarfs inside from the back. If not, we will find a plan.
Plus, we know that Charles, at least, is very capable in melee combat for a rogue. So even if they don't manage to assassinate the mage in the first round, there's a very good chance they'll be able to do it in the second.
Mm-mm-mm.
putting a lot of pressure on him, but hopefully he can manage it.
He's gonna have the help of Celie, the ranger. That's for sure.
Yep.
Which means not only fire support, but she could probably make use of some magics in his favor.
Don't worry, I can do it.
Just thinking of possible contingencies, because you are indeed capable, Charles, but anything can happen. And I look to the other three. God damn it.
What's up?
Yeah, just basically the plan is just Charles going Leroy Jenkins.
Love it.
Just God damn it. Oh man. Oh my god, he just ran in.
Yes.
Apparently that was staged.
Yes, it was. They revealed that it was staged in protest of the killing of net neutrality.
Yeah, I think story
Anyway,
was like it happened, but no one recorded, so they redid it. But yes.
So
Hey.
So yeah, I turn to our allied trio and say, now, when it comes to the assassination team, Sally, I'm guessing you're gonna go with Charles, and I look to the two. Are either of you confident in your ability to sneak up on that mage?
Who'd you say this to?
Malark and Fenk.
The Dragonborn says no. Malark kind of like wiggles a hand. He's like, not as stealthy as Saley here, but if assassination is the plan, maybe I can tiptoe a little bit.
In that case, perhaps Charles and Saley be at the forefront of the sneaking. You trail a bit behind, so you're less likely to be noticed. And if they need further help, like if they don't manage to kill the mage right away, you rush in to help them. That way it'll be 3-on-1.
Oh yeah, moving fast is what I do best, he says.
Excellent.
Maybe don't brag
He
about
kind
that.
of twirls his blade.
And when it comes to when we inevitably get into the thick of melee combat, I cannot help but make a loud trumpeting whenever I fly into a rage. So that's sure to attract the attention of their leader. He will remember that.
And then Saley says, well, that's if he's here.
If he's here, but then
Well,
again,
if he's not here, we will just wait here until he comes back.
if
Well,
he's not here, it's likely to echo for quite a distance considering the surroundings.
Right, we going or what?
Yes.
We go at sunset.
Leroy!
Well, at least we have a plan now.
Right.
Uh.
The sun sets down. So, okay. This is going to be me asking you, the players, to play nice. I'm going to reveal the entire map, but you don't see the entire map, aight? Because we have people on different elevations, and that makes it easier just for people to see. So,
Okay, I will try to
No.
stay focused on where I am.
no meta-ing, please. I get it, it's going to be hard. I get it. It's going to happen, but I feel like this is going to be easier than me, like, playing guesswork games and stuff. So, let me remove all the dynamic lighting real quick that I spent so much time working on.
Just tell us what we can and can't see, and we'll abide by it.
It's going to be pretty obvious what you can and can't see. Or just ask, and then you'll be golden. Cool. All right. Taking everyone to the map right now. Boop.
Okie dokie.
Oh, man.
Told you it
What's
was
up?
a maze.
Oh, the mage is farther away than I thought, but
So you guys would work your way toward where the bandit camp is in this canyon area. Smoke rising up from the rocky walls. So the rocky walls are between 30 and 50 feet tall at various different heights and things. The lowest of which is 30, highest of which is 50. So yeah. You send the assassination team up top, while the Dragonborn will join you guys for the down below team.
I look at the two tunnels and just say, let's get set up at the point between those two. That way we can be ready to mobilize or defend the position.
Cool.
I think like Charles will go like here safely and go back and like make like a free sign for each directions, for the left and free on the right.
I give a little wave with my trunk to acknowledge.
Charles, I need another stealth roll from you as well as Sealy and Malark.
Do I burn out this inspiration or not?
You don't have to decide till after you roll.
Yes.
Oh, you mean I can do it after?
Yeah, after
Yep.
your roll. Yeah. Oh, it should have been
Okay.
normal.
I burn it.
Okay, cool.
Very good plan.
17, 16, and 22. Right. Right.
That'll be
You
a
guys
fun.
are stealthing up above on the top of the canyon area. Charles, you are taking point with Malark as support, and Saley doing her best to keep an eye out for anyone who might see and then take them out quietly.
Okay.
So we're going to say out of initiative order until combat officially starts.
Oh.
And I'm going to try to quietly move over here and just be at the ready.
Okay. Excellent. Hold on one moment. Cool. All right. Thank you very much. Can you give me a stealth check, please? Perfect. Thank you very
Of
much.
course.
Thud. Using inspiration. Got it. 14. Perfect. All right. You guys are moving right there. Phoenix, Caius, Dusty, you guys moving anywhere?
I just got Bellicus next to me,
Yep.
and I'll wait.
The Dragonborn's gonna hide right here, he says. Not really stealthing, but just kind of like just standing there out of the way.
Good thought.
Phoenix will also hide just back here.
Okay, Dusty, what are you doing?
I'm gonna see, like, how hard is it to get to higher ground on these things?
They are pretty sheer. You would need a climbing speed to get up them properly, or climbing gear.
Okay. Then I am just going to make a stealth check and hide in the shadows.
Cool. All right, give me a stealth check. And then Caius, what are you doing? Are you standing right there? Are you hiding? Are you moving? Where are you going?
How tall is this cliff right here?
30 feet.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just hide right here.
Cool. Give me a stealth check. All right.
I don't suppose you could. I don't suppose you'd be willing to risk having Bellicus out by me to back me up. Or, well, no, you can instantly move him about. Never mind.
Yeah.
Charles, lead the way.
Yes.
I just move only 30 feet at a time, or like so many squares. Don't move a whole bunch at once.
There might be traps. We should keep that in mind.
Mm.
Keep on going, Charles. There you go.
Okay.
You guys run across the edge. The dwarves aren't looking up at you at all. They are doing their own little things. One of them is kind of like nodding off. Another one's eating. A third one's like cleaning his nails with a dagger. There. Oop. Oop. Charles, what are you looking at right now? I'm just curious. What are you keeping your eyes on?
I think he will look both if the dwarfs here and here like react, and maybe like if there is any movement down here.
Okay.
Like
so
try to
looking
look
down.
in all general
Gotcha.
directions, yes.
All right, so you're looking down and around. You don't see any dwarves moving from room to room. They're kind of just doing their own thing. But when you look back up, the dwarf mage would be out of sight from your vantage point.
Yes.
Where are you doing? Where are you going?
I will try to go on. Maybe here, trying to find a way to cross.
Best bet is to jump.
Yes. Do I need to roll something or
No, you have a jump speed equal to your strength modifier, which should be at least 10.
minus
so you're
1?
good. Oh no, so your strength score. Sorry, strength score.
Okay.
Hold on. Jump.
Yeah.
Let me double check jump. I'm pretty sure like that small gap right there. You should be.
If you move 10 feet in a row in a line, you can jump equal to your strength score.
Yeah, and that's a 5-foot gap, so you're fine. So you're able to jump across there. If you so choose to.
Yes, we'll try to jump stealthily if it's possible.
No, you're able to. You're wearing light
Okay.
armor, so.
Okay, leave room for the others.
Malark leaps like a gazelle. Saley almost misses, but she barely makes it. Malark has to like stick his hand out to like catch her by her shirt before she falls back down into the canyon. So, tiny legs, man, tiny legs. Two.
Okay.
mage go?
Okay, so do any dwarf seem to react or not?
No one seems to be reacting to anything. As you get a bit different vantage point over here, with all the big supplies is at, you can see the dwarf here is like yelling at them. They're sorting through things, stacking things up. They seem to be getting ready to leave, maybe. Like they're packing things up for sure.
Is that the boss man?
Charles, you would not recognize him at all. No,
Yeah,
he has a
maybe
full
like
beard.
some boss, yeah.
So the guy you're looking for, probably he's missing some beard hair from having it burned off.
Will I be able to see this, or like that the mage is on the ground?
Not yet. No,
Okay,
you would.
so I will
This right here is in your way. Like where the mage was, those rocks are in your way.
Okay, so you will then still approach from here and try to go on the other side.
Yeah, you're able to easily jump across. It's just a short gap right there.
Mm. 22.
Right about here, real quick. Hold on, Charles. When you reach about this point right here, you would hold on. Let me double check something.
Mm.
Bum, 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 bum. What's the wording of the spell? Right. Okay.
Snare. That's my bet.
You would see some supplies up here that the mage probably has. There's a chair. You see an almost empty bottle of booze, some wrappers from food and things like that, a blanket, stuff like that. It's very obvious that the dwarf mage is like up here most of the time, but he's not there now.
I will try to look advanced a bit,
Yes.
with
And then as you move right there, everyone will see words in the sky
Uh-oh.
appear. I'm double checking the wording and the lettering. Hold on.
Oh,
Oh,
god
fuck.
damn it.
We're going to initiative.
How did they know we were going to go for the mage first?
He was bait. Fuck.
I will tell you all. Give me an insight check, all of you, real quick.
Sure, why not?
Okay, first.
Charles.
Double ones.
Fenix, Gloric, and Caius. The wording, you're sure, is a message for someone far away. Based off the distance and angle of the lettering.
Fuck, they're warning the leader.
He's not here.
All right, give me a minute while I roll for other people.
Did he have the fucking contingency spell? Because if so, we're dealing with a way higher spellcaster than we should be.
Skywrite is a level 2 spell, so.
Yeah, but if it's whatever activated it.
Good question. Very good question.
So you need contingency to make a spell hold for something to happen.
You are correct. Good thinking, smart thinking. Yeah, you don't get inspiration for that one though,
Aww.
because you're wrong. But you don't know the Iceely. And then let me roll for the NPCs or the bad guys.
Mhm.
Just do all these guys out once. Excellent. Big turn order. All right, big music time.
Okay.
Charles, you are first. You look up and you can see the dwarf mage casting a spell as the words appear in the sky.
Charles isn't first on my initiative order.
Yeah, I got a 1, so.
Oh, you got 23. Oh, you know what? These are the old ones. My bad. I didn't delete the old ones. Let me do that.
Yeah, I got a 3, so.
Caius, what did you roll for initiative?
1.
A 1? Okay, so
Yeah.
Plus 1 for 2.
Or-
I mean,
did you roll the
technically
20?
it's a 3. I changed it on my.
Did. No, you rolled.
Gloric rolled a 15.1.
Dusty rolled a 7. What'd you roll, Dusty?
I rolled a 5.
Wow. You all rolled like shit.
Well, we told you to waste them early.
Oh, 14.14. That's the best I've done in a very long time on initiative.
Question, so this is going to be a massive combat, right?
I mean, pretty big combat, yeah.
Well, given the time, may I recommend we pause here?
Oh, good point. I didn't realize the time.
Aww.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we kind of got caught up into it. I was wondering when we were.
Because, like, I just, like, if this is going to take a while, I can sense, and it's like, I have work
No,
tonight,
yes.
I know other people do too.
So, yes, I'm not gonna lie. I thought we were getting to combat about 2 hours ago, but you guys didn't do things. You went to the Oasis, which was an entire like hour and a half of fun. I'm glad, as a DM, as someone who has this plan for something very much later on, I'm glad you discovered the Oasis. However, I expected you guys to go to the city and be like, oh, hey, they're recruiting, blah, 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 and you bump into the adventurers, and you guys would move together to the north. But, hey, it happened. I think this was a very fun session. I enjoyed it. Charles, I'm sorry that we didn't get to do combat for your last session. Hopefully,
okay.
though, it's not your last session.
We will see. We will see, like, stupid administration, but yes.
I'm going to ask the party, mainly it's going to be Chris. Would you be okay going an hour later and starting an hour later?
As long as we strictly get done by 2. Like,
Which is what's one right now for you?
it's
or
like
going on 1?
It would be if we start at 10 p.m. If we start at 10 a.m., it's gotta be strictly 4 hours because I need at least 6 hours of sleep, man.
Yeah. Well, we've never gone over 4. Typically, we go under 4, like 3.5. Because I know Charles said you might be able to make it like an hour later. You said.
Yeah, I will finish slightly before 4, so by the time I come, would be like
if that's the
4:10,
case,
4:15.
if we want to start later so we can have Charles stay with us, that would be fantastic. I would love to make that move as a group. But that all depends upon you, Charles, if you can or not. So as soon as you update us, please do.
Yeah, I mean, I will check with them on why they moved my schedule like this first, and because I don't want to have 4 hours almost with one class on the same day. And it will depend on how they do it after.
Yep. Chris, if you want to stop the recording now, you can if you already haven't.
I will.
And then I want to let you guys know if